YouTube. Welcome everybody to the live feed. Live. Tonight is Bourbon on the Banks. Ansey and Renee and Renee True should be on tonight at 8:30. CT, hopefully. I gotta check to make sure y'all can hear me. And there we go. I got that. That will be out of the way. I wonder, what's better, that or that? That's fine. It just notified us that the Scotchy Bourbon Boys went live for the 8:30. I think this has to come over here a little bit further. All right, I can put this in this away. I might need it later, but I don't think so. And now I will make sure you... Yeah, it's kind of cool that comes up. All right. Hey, Kirk. Good to see you. Sipping Thomas Handy. That's something to do. Thanks, Super Nash, for sending your bus order lunch. Oh, my God. I'm hanging with you tonight, Tiny. Heck yeah, that's cool. All right, I'm checking YouTube right now to make sure everything's here. Good to see ya. We got Bourbon on the Banks. We got Ansey and Renee and we got Renee True coming on to tell you all about this festival. This festival rocks. We will be in it. The Scotchy Bourbon Boys, Kentucky Bourbon Festival. We're a part of it where we're in the media tent and doing interviews and bringing coverage and everything. But at Bourbon on the Banks, we actually have our own tent with merchandise, and we podcast right from the tent live. We're the only active podcast there in Kentucky for Bourbon on the Banks. All right, here we go. Let's see what we're doing here. Let's make sure we got podcast there. All right, it's clear on both. Thank you for letting me know that. All right, we'll quick throw out. We're right on time. We'll throw out the... What is going on? I don't want to start a live go. I just want to throw a chat out. Let's try this again. Chat. Welcome to our podcast. Let us know what you're drinking and where you're from. If you want your comments read on the live podcast, leave a super chat. Cheers! Exclamation point. There we go. Now I'm going to put this up here so I can at least monitor the super chats. This goes right there. I'm going to make sure it's out of the... That goes there. I think this is still in it. I hope this is still in it. I don't like that bottle there. What just happened? I don't like that it paused. All right, there we go. Oh. It's not in it there, but that's okay. All right, we're going to do Bourbon on the Banks, but we got to cover our sponsors. So let's do that right now. What is going on here? There, let's get that out of there. Okay. We can cover our sponsors. Here we go. Downloads. There in downloads. I got all of it right there. So we will start out with
Tiny here to tell you about Whiskey Thief Distilling Company and their newly opened tasting room. Whether you are up for a farm-to-glass distilling experience on the Three Boys Farm in Frankfort, Kentucky, or an out-of-this-world tasting experience in Nulu, you won't be disappointed. At both locations, their barrel picks all day, every day are like none other. Each location features stations with 5 barrels, each featuring their pot distilled bourbons and ryes. Once the barrels have been thieved and tasted, you can make a selection and thieve your own bottle. A day at Whiskey Thief with their friendly staff and ownership will ensure you many good times with good friends and family. Remember to always drink responsibly, never drink and drive, and live your life uncut and unfiltered.
Woo. All right, now we've got
Middle West Spirits was founded in 2008, focusing on elevating the distinct flavors of the Ohio River Valley. Their spirits honor their roots and reflect their originality as makers, their integrity as producers, and their passion for crafting spirits from grain to glass. Their Michelin Reserve line reflects their story from the start to your glass, with unique wheated and rye bourbons and also rye and wheat whiskeys. The Michelin brand is easy to sip. It might be a grain to glass experience, but I like to think of it as uncut and unfiltered from their family to yours.
all right. And tonight we have Bourbon on the Banks. We will start at 8:30. I can't wait for that. And I will put these back and get this in line. Here we go. I'm glad I didn't drop that. That's a good bottle. All right. And here we go. Oh, I didn't want to do that. Let's get that off. Let's get that back up. All right, we don't want to put that there. Put this here. That was a mistake on my part. I don't always do mistakes, but let's just do this.
11 generations of distilling history means there's a lot of story behind every bottle at Neely Family Distillery. From barrel-proof single barrels and bottled in bond releases to exceptional rye whiskeys, every bottle begins with tradition and craftsmanship. Curator and blending expert Rebecca Neely takes it even further, bringing together exceptional barrels to create distinctive blends and limited releases. There's Old Jet Brothers, Hidden Barn, and authentic Kentucky Moonshine, rooted in a family recipe passed down through generations. But whiskey isn't the only spirit making history here. Using their historic 1890s French still, Neely produces the world's only platinum-awarded absinthe from the San Francisco World Spirits Competition. Bourbon, rye, moonshine, award-winning absinthe. 11 generations of distilling. For more information, visit NeelyFamilyDistillery.com.
All right, there we go. We are set for this week. All right. Got that all covered. We start at 8:30. Everybody, I'm watching comments. Appreciate everybody where you're all from tonight. I'm gonna get a little bit of this Yellowstone. Got this last year at Bourbon on the Banks. I got my Bourbon on the Banks t-shirt. Woo! I'm psyched. Hopefully CT's trying to make it. Nash is decided at the last minute he's going to be on the beach. So who can, do a podcast with Tiny or be at Myrtle Beach in a pool in 75-degree weather for the week, go down for the weekend. No complaints there. He's getting in his sherry, his wife time so that he can come to the Kentucky Bourbon Festival, which that all starts next weekend. We are getting close. I'm not sure if we're going to do a podcast on Thursday. There will definitely be a podcast on Tuesday. I've got to get out Friday night. Me and Roxy are coming down to Covington, and we are going to pick up of for the bus tour, which is IW Bottled in Bond. It's a 1960s version, and we are going to then spend the night and then get to Saturday's 10:30 meeting at in Bardstown for all the volunteers. That's a 10:30 meeting there on that Saturday. And then it pretty much starts. So I'm looking forward to that. And things have been going pretty good. So I'm hoping that CT jumps in. He said he was going to try and make it tonight, but I wasn't sure if he would. But if not, Renee and Ansey will be on, and we will get the Bourbon on the Banks started. Super excited for this year's festival. We could talk about it. The two festivals, Kentucky Bourbon Festival and then Bourbon on the Banks, are two fantastically awesome festivals, both different and great in their own ways. So a lot of history, and you're right there on the river with Bourbon on the Banks. It's an amazing setting. A completely it's the best standard whiskey festival there is. I don't consider Kentucky Bourbon Festival standard at all. There's a lot of more what would you say? The organization and setup of it is not left to the distilleries. Or the distillers that are there. Here, most of the time when you go to a whiskey festival, some of the places they send their people, and other places send distributors. So this is not any different than one of those normal whiskey festivals. And I gotta see if I can get this out of the way. All right, is it? Yeah, it's still there a little bit. I don't want that there. I want that out of the way. I'm pushing. Ugh, damn it. It's all right. A little bit. I wonder if I flip it around this way and put it that way. Did that do it? I had it out of the way before. Ah, it's out. All right, got it out of the way. So 8:30 we will start. We'll start the podcast. So I'm waiting for Renee, CT, and Ansey to jump in. Hopefully that's what happens. This should be fun. This is I want to say we've been a part of the festival this is our third year as part of the festival, and our fourth year attending the festival. And Ansey's the one who got us to come in initially. And last year, every single year, there's something. The great thing about the festivals, this festival, is it also spills into. It's a Thursday. It starts Thursday night at Whiskey Thief. Friday is the night of the auction, and it's more the VIP banquet kind of thing. And then Saturday is the festival. And then Saturday night, everybody's out on the town. There's a lot that happens in Frankfort, and David Sandlin, House of Commons, we love to go there. There's so many people there. That's just a great place. I'm looking forward to seeing David on the Scotchy Bourbon Boys bus tour this year. This should be a lot of fun. Oh, it's just a lot of stuff is happening as we go through. And I just can't believe that we used to go down. When we first went down, we went down on a Thursday. We drove all day Thursday night. We did some Saturday, Sunday was the festival. And then me and Roxy stayed Monday, and I finished the Kentucky Bourbon Trail that year. And now we go down we'll go down the 5th. And honestly, I don't know what's happening, but let's see. Hey guys, oh my gosh, I just don't understand the people on. Okay. why I'm so far back there. I don't know. It's just like, holy crap. It's like if I sit back. I got it. All right, waiting for everybody. We'll just wait for everybody to jump in. First person to jump in, I'll disappear off that secondary screen. And we'll get ready to start rocking and rolling. We'll go full screen once we start the podcast. Quality time. Yes. All right. Waiting right here. We're set up. Everything's looking good. And we'll wait for the guests. If there's anything, you guys check out our podcasts. We are live. We also have the podcasts recorded. I should start recording right now. That would be my guess. If I can start it, I'll start recording now. There we go. One of these times I'm going to have to start loading some up. I'll probably be able to do that this weekend. Hey, Greg, cheers. Greg just jumped in. And I wonder, never mind. All right. It's like, I love it when they hold the messages for review. Sometimes it's Kirk defending me. So anyways, but that's neither here nor there. We should be getting going. Hopefully, I'm hoping CT didn't say he wasn't going to make it. Let's see. He said, usually when it's like this and he's trying to make it, he's like right about in a couple minutes. Let's see, Chris. Delivered. Link tonight. Yeah, it's just delivered. So that doesn't mean he's going to make it. Yeah, I would say I'm on my own tonight. Which is no problem. You guys know I can do a podcast by myself. I like to do them with people. There's so much going on. We've done so many over the summer. It's just been a great ride, that's for sure. It's funny because I should look at myself a little bit smaller on Facebook. Here we go. Yeah, that's better. It's good to see all of you. I mean, we got a good base coming in right now, and hopefully Ansey. I'm not worried about Ansey, that's for sure, at all. I would say I'm more Renee. I don't know, but Diane basically confirmed everything. Ansey has everybody has the Zoom, and it's not like they haven't done this before. So this should be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to it. I'm having this Yellowstone right here from last year with this awesome bottle. I thought that was kind of cool. One of those back bar bottles. It's just like, it's just so kind of cool for your display. They kind of hit it out. Salsa. Hello. She said if it's Salsa Lovely says hello. All right, Matt. Cheers. Good to see ya. That's some good stuff. Can't wait to get that 250th from you, John. I got to make it get winter though. That's the only bad part about it. It should be fun. All right. We are going to be doing Bourbon on the Banks tonight. Now, now I'm sitting here at 8:25. I know they're probably, because I didn't have the normal contact with Ansey and Renee, I think they're probably going to come on at 8:30. and then we'll get the podcast started shortly after that as they come on. But we're live. We got the Facebook and we've got the YouTube running. And tonight we were talking about Bourbon on the Banks. If anybody doesn't know what Bourbon on the Banks, it is a bourbon festival on the Kentucky River, right in Frankfort, Kentucky. If you don't know Frankfort, Kentucky, it is the capital, and it also is the home to Buffalo Trace. Okay, here we go. Hey, Amzy, that's working.
Hey, Jeff.
Good. You can hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Wow, nice setup.
Thank you. It's actually just I'm sitting at the dining room table.
Well, I like the paintings. I like the selection behind you.
Mm-hmm.
So how you been?
Pretty good. Busy.
All right, so your beard's trimmed up just a little bit, huh?
Yeah, have to be respectable sometimes.
Well, I mean, it got even way longer than that for a while, right?
Yeah. It kind of drives me crazy, and this is about as short as Destiny and Azalea will let me trim it.
Okay, it's as short as because they like it.
Yeah, I do.
Okay, I've learned. I took it. This is about as big as mine will ever be, and so I've got a guy now too. So if I don't when you go no hair, you kind of don't have to have a barber, right? But if you grow a beard,
right,
you're allowed to have that experience. And I mean, the guy I go to charges me so little that I just tip him as much as he charges me. It's just like, because my wife goes to her she gets a dye and and cut and a blowout at like $275, and I feel guilty walking out of the place with how little he charges for it. But still, it's a good experience. It's it's almost like it's having that getting back into it, because I've grown them before, and there's a place where I always like it, and then it starts to get bigger, and it's like I can't make it look like I want it to make it look.
Yeah.
And he's been able to maintain it. So I usually have it shaved off in March, and I go with the goatee. But this year I stuck with it, so I'm really kind of happy.
Yeah, we go. I've gone to like barbershops in the past where it was like $5. But I go to a fancier place now. It's a longtime friend of ours. She cuts my hair, and so it's one of those $25 places.
Yeah, my guy's 15. It's just like, and I'm just like, okay, that's too little for the time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just like
she's pulling up like one hair at a time and cutting it. And I'm like, listen, we can just cut to the chase. You can just charge me whatever, and we can be done here.
Yeah, he actually will do the close up with the razor. He'll cut it. So I'm all for that. So it's pretty cool. But then we've got Renee here, who actually has to go to a barber.
Yeah, I do.
Because he still has his hair. Amzy, you have some, but do you do your own? Do you do your own trimming?
No, Stacy, she'll trim my beard, and like I said, she'll nip a couple hairs up there.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, I just go with the straight, go with the razor, and just take it all off as much.
I'm getting closer to that, but I think my mom, she threatens that she'll cry if I just shave my head.
Well, I'm telling you, it's just I had a lot of hair when I was younger, and it was long. I wore it long. It was curly rings, and there was all this product and all this stuff, and a lot of time and effort and cleaning and washing. And then now the best thing is after you've just quick ran the razor over and you hop in the shower, you just wash your hair. You just wash your head. There you go. It's all done. So I'm all for that. All right, guys. How are you?
Hey, doing great.
Good.
I don't know what's happening with my background being blurry, but I'm working on it. But it is
Okay.
what it is.
Yeah, we're
I
not.
can't.
Renee, it's better than when you had the stick
Oh
filter you
my
couldn't figure out
gosh,
how to get rid of.
that took me a year to figure out how to do that.
Someone was being mean to you.
I was being mean to myself. Apparently, I turned it on.
That was a lot of fun, though. I won't lie.
Yeah, give me a little sip here.
Yeah, you got a second. We're here. We're ready to go. I love this podcast. I absolutely love it. Amzie, if it wasn't for you, I never would have gone to Bourbon on the Banks. I mean, you convinced me that I needed to come down, and now we're a part of it. Diane treats us. She's treated us so well. There's an aspect of it that when you get an email or something, and you're asked a question, and the question is derived out of welcoming and wanting you to be there and just asking you something about being there, that goes a long way into how this festival works. And it's exciting for me. That's for sure.
Well, we haven't got corporate yet. I mean, Diane is hands-on every aspect of the entire festival, from the early events to the end, to the cleanup. So, sorry she can't be on tonight.
She goes to bed early. I understand, and next year we'll go back to we'll move it up to 7:30 so she can be on. But it's okay to have a guys' night podcast too. All right, that's all right.
Yeah.
Not that I don't want her here. It's just, but at the same time, when she's like, oh, and I'm like, oh, damn, I forgot. She likes to come on. We usually go early, and so she can be on. So next year we'll do that.
I didn't know that. I didn't realize that was. I thought she had something else going on.
No, she told me. She told me that's too late. I'll be going to bed. She wants to get in. I'm sure. Like my wife, she's upstairs. My wife right now is upstairs in her jammies, ready to go. So, and this having an 8:30 podcast usually leads to a party. All right, so
I don't know. I mowed the yard earlier. I might fall asleep here at some point.
How hot is it down there? Is it okay?
It's not too bad today.
Yeah, it's really nice.
Kind of dry air, wasn't humid, so it was.
That's what I'm looking forward to. Hopefully for September and into early October, is that you get that dry out period, because August usually you get that dry out period. I'm so used to the grass burning out and not having no, you know what I mean. And this year, man, we're like a tropical oasis. It's just everything's green and everything. So. Hopefully it now calms down going into it. And
that's how it is here. I mean, the grass is still green. We got a lot of water.
Yeah, and I remember.
I need to find a farmer to come bale my yard.
Now, when you have a rider?
I do. I mow probably about 4.5 acres.
Okay. Yeah, you're not going to push mow 4.5 acres, that's for sure. Unless you just want to spend a couple days mowing.
Yeah. Yeah, I had to get a zero turn, and that made my life much, much easier.
Well, I got a John Deere, okay? It's not zero turn. And I only got a 1/4 acre, and it's mostly house. But my wife got me too big of a lawnmower, which I was grateful. And now that, it's funny because it used to push mow it used to take about an hour and 5 minutes to this. When I first hopped on, I think it took me 37 minutes. But now I have it down where I know all the turns on 4 different patterns, and I can do it in about 21.
Wow.
So I just have it full out on the corners, circles. I got one that just goes quick. If I'm just not in the mood, I just hop on it, put some earphones on, and it's 20 minutes and I'm out. I'm done. So I'm happy about that. All right. So
I listen to the podcast. I don't mind it. It takes me anywhere from 2 to 3 hours, depending on how tall the grass is.
Do you ever listen to us every once in a while?
No. So I kind of listen to things I can zone out to a little bit.
Oh.
and I don't have to like pay attention. Wait, what did they say? And
So you not something that you're super. It's entertaining, but you're not hugely. If you miss something, it's no
yeah,
big deal.
right.
Yeah. Okay. That's cool. Yeah, that's how I keep up on other people's podcasts. I listen to just
As
and
long as you're not,
it's good to listen to other people's podcasts because one, subject matter, and then two, sometimes you can learn what to do and what not to do,
Hmm.
yeah.
or what you want to do and what you don't want to do. That's for sure. So what you sipping on, Amzy?
I have got some First West. This is the by 15 stars. Their baby black corn.
Okay.
Um, yeah. Do you know Jerry Daniels from Stone Fences Tours?
No.
Yeah, he actually. I think he got this for a class he did on various corn varieties, and then he gave it to me for my birthday. So.
Nice.
Sipping on a birthday bourbon.
Mhm.
Nice.
Yeah. So have you ever seen like the black popcorn that you can buy?
Mm-hmm. Amish.
So
Yeah.
the company that makes that popcorn, that's actually what's in this bourbon, is that black popcorn.
Interesting. Well, you can make a
Hmm.
bourbon out of almost any kind of corn. That's for sure. They
Hmm.
do it. I mean, my personal opinion is I always feel Bloody Butcher, which sounds cool as a bourbon.
Hmm.
I always find it to be a little bit hot and spicy for myself. I've had a lot of
Hmm.
Bloody Butcher corn, and some of them I've had some I like, and but it's always seems to be a hotter bourbon. I don't know if you've
Hmm.
experienced that either. I've had blue popcorn, which is okay from Whiskey Acres. I think it was in Chicago, out
Hmm.
of Illinois, and that's okay. But I always find when someone does that Bloody Butcher, it comes out to be a little bit or spicy. You know what I mean? It's just always
Hmm.
drinks
Yeah.
rough compared to
Yeah.
other stuff.
Well, and I think there are just some different flavor compounds that sometimes people just aren't used to and can really come across in a different way. Um, and I do think Bloody Butcher is one of those. It's kind of different. We've played with a lot of heirloom corns with Frankfort Bourbon Society out at Whiskey Thief, and yeah, some of
Okay.
those I'm not sure about the flavors yet. So,
Yeah.
Yeah. We haven't bottled any yet. I could
mhm.
put my Bourbon on the Bank shirt there so you'd see it.
You could
I
see
really do
mine,
think we're going
right?
to bottle one this fall, though.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Out at Whiskey Thief?
Yeah,
Okay. Well, that sounds
yeah. Our oldest
fun.
stuff from the Bourbon Society will hit 8 years old in November,
So that's just
and so
aging.
we have two.
That's aging out there.
Yeah, but we just there as well.
I will
Um,
throw out an invitation to you, Amz, on Wednesday,
mhm,
September 9th, when we're having our bus tour this year.
mhm,
We are going to start at Whiskey Thief, and we'll be there
mhm.
probably between 10 and like 12. We're going to have lunch there too. You should come out and see us.
Okay. Yeah.
Just say hi,
Yeah.
because
I'll
it's
write
not
that
like
down.
Whiskey
Yeah.
Thief. When we're there, Whiskey Thief isn't closed.
Hmm.
And we got the food truck opened up, so that was kind of cool.
Hmm. Nice.
Yeah.
But it should be fun, and I would love seeing you because I always love seeing you.
Yeah. I'll. As far as I know, I can make it out for that.
Okay. All right. So we should get the podcast going so we can get into this year's festival. As
Cool.
always, I'm gonna start it, and you won't hear the spot, and then you'll hear our theme song, and we will get rolling. All right.
All right. Sounds good.
All right.
drinking bourbon, sipping on some scotch. We get a little wild, but it's sure fun to watch. Because what we do, we're drinking every brew, and we talk some shit, but we're telling the truth. Yeah, we're the Scotchy Bourbon Boys, raising some hell and making some noise. Yeah, we're the Scotchy Bourbon Boys. We're here to have fun and we hope you enjoy. We're here to have fun. Yeah.
All right, welcome back to another podcast of the Scotchy Bourbon Boys. Tonight we have a very special podcast. We have Bourbon on the Banks. The guys that make it go. Ansey Winning. Good to see you, Ansey.
Thank you. Always good to be here, Jeff.
And Renee True. And good to have you guys back again. Thanks for coming, Renee.
Yeah, good to be here, Jeff. We're looking forward to this.
Diane is this was a little late. Next year we will make sure that she comes on, that's for sure. But Diane has been on the past couple, and we're going to miss her tonight. But we've got Ansey and Renee, and I'm excited for this year's festival, honestly.
Absolutely. Got a few new things we'll cover during this podcast, Jeff. So always making a few improvements.
I'm looking forward to new things, and but let's just talk about the staple parts of the festival that's been there since the start. I mean, the setting is unlike any whiskey festival setting, in my opinion. I mean, talk about that.
Well, I mean, we're right on the Kentucky River in downtown Frankfort. I'm not aware of another festival like ours that is on a river. It's a park in downtown Frankfort, and we take the park over for a couple of days. First weekend in October every year.
It has been, and ever since I first. But I remember, I think initially, what was the first year? It started in
2019.
2019, and that's right when I was getting into bourbon. I wasn't a podcast yet. We started in November of 2019, but I do remember seeing it out on social media and everybody talking. And then also you were on I remember hearing you guys on the Bourbon Road talking about, yes. Diane, I think, and was it you, Ansey, or was it Renee? One or the other.
It's probably all three of us.
All three of you.
Well, it depends on that. It may have been the first year I had to miss the Bourbon Road podcast, so I don't know. Depends on which year you saw.
Yeah, I think it was. I was listening while I was cutting my grass. I swear to God, we just had a talk about that. But I was listening to it while I was cutting my grass, and you guys were talking about how at the last minute you just kept adding more people, like that you had enough room to add, people were finding out about it and jumping in at the last minute. So they were that's one of the things you guys were talking about, how, and then you could come down and, everybody should come down. And I just thought about how I wanted to do that. I mean, and so maybe talk a little bit how it's evolved, what the evolution has been since then, go from there, from that point, and each year how things change just a little bit and how it's gotten, move forward.
I think a big thing is that we have, we started out, we've always limited ticket sales, and we started out with a smaller number, and we've always been careful to not grow the festival too quickly. We wanted to ensure that people have a pleasant experience. You're not fighting crowds, you're not trying to swim upstream through a sea of people, you're not waiting in line too long when you're visiting one of the distillery tents.
Yeah, and Jeff, we're constrained by the geographic limits of the park. But to Amsey's point, we've kept it an intimate affair. I think the first year we had 12 to 1,300 people. And this year we're up to 2,900, which is an increase of 300 from last year. But we've added an hour start this year, and we have a little bit more space to work with because some of the obstructions that were construction-wise outside of our control have been taken care of. So we felt like we could add a few more ticket sales, and so we did. And we'll see how it goes. If we feel like it's too crowded, we'll back off that number next year. But I don't think it will be. We're just adding a couple hundred from last year.
You know, and I would say another thing is that we did that I think was smart was the Twilight tickets. So we do have the early entry people, we have the normal entry, and then Twilight gets you in the last couple hours. And at that point, the crowd's starting to spread out a little bit. There's not a bottleneck, you know, when you're first coming in. Some people have decided they're done for the day and they've gone home. And then that gives some people to come in there at the end to try a few things.
Yeah.
And I think that that's 100% true with the Twilight ticket. That is definitely, there are some people who like bourbon, but they want to see a couple, you know, whatever, but they're not the avid diehards, got to try everything. They're just looking for what's out there a little bit, you know.
And the Twilight tickets are the only tickets that we still have availability. The other tickets sold out. However, Diane told us to make sure we tell everybody that if they want tickets, because people start canceling, things happen in their family and they have other things that happen and they can't come and they'll turn their tickets in, to go ahead and go to bourbononthebanks.org and go to the contact section and send an email to us if you want to be put on the waiting list for any of the tickets. I think she said the early entry had nobody on the waiting list and the general admission had not very many. So we'll make sure your listeners know that.
Yeah.
Renee, Diane's going to be proud of us for that. I just wrote down wait list, so I didn't forget, but you brought that one up.
There you go.
Hey,
awesome.
You know, I mean, you know, we don't want to have any tickets go unsold.
No, not at all. That's what it's a bourbon, you know, and everybody, I would really say that if you want to, it is the definition of a bourbon festival. It has a festival atmosphere. The food trucks that you guys bring in the food, it definitely, but at the same time, it doesn't have it actually has people who love bourbon celebrating bourbon in a festival, not so much a community celebrating a festival with all different types of things. The focus on whiskey is so prevalent there. And then what the different distilleries are able to bring to the table year always is pretty cool.
Yeah, we've worked on that. We've had local vendors and others, maybe running for office or whatever, want to be part of the festival and have a booth. And we're like, no, I mean, it has to be bourbon centric. And you know, we've held to that, and we've, you know, it's I think it's worked well. We get good reviews because of that.
Yeah, and then there's people like you know, there's different podcasts represented. I think we're the only one that actually podcasts live. Are we? I mean, where we're actually doing a podcast with guests like in a studio situation? There's so many people that are interviewing people. I know that.
Yeah, the Bourbon Life might be doing that this year.
Okay.
I think so, yeah. And they've not necessarily participated fully. I mean, they've come to the festival. They've not necessarily done a podcast or had a booth, but they are going to this year.
Okay. Yeah, it makes sense. Yeah. All right. That's excellent. And that's one thing that we always, you know, I love seeing Chad and I love seeing Chad and Chad now. And then I see Sarah now over at Dark Arts, so that's good to see. But at
Yeah.
the same time, I always like to see the other people there and all the stuff, you know, the Bourbon Road and all that stuff, and how they go about doing everything. And it's a pretty, I feel it's a pretty cool event. So you know, talk about some of the things, the little extra kind of things. Talk about VIP and kind of how all that works, and how, you know, as the, you know, the little special things with the festival. And then we'll get, you know, the festival Saturday, but the actual whole event starts that Thursday night at Whiskey Thief, right? On the
Yes.
jump off.
Well, really, it starts a little earlier on Thursday. Got the mixology on the river. That's on the Bourbon Bell boat. And that's going to be of the Ingram Distillery and Heather Wibbles. And then that evening, we'll have the kickoff event out at Whiskey Thief.
Yeah. And unfortunately, the boat ride is sold out. But the boat only holds about 30, 35 people, so it sells out quick every year. But it's still a great thing. And if you do come early, like you come Wednesday or some other day, or some other time you come to Frankfort, the bourbon, you know, make a reservation to go on the bourbon boat.
Oh, so you can actually be on the bourbon boat. It now runs all the time.
Well, I mean, I don't think it runs in the winter.
But
Maybe it
okay,
runs from May
throughout,
to
okay,
yeah. But yes, it's available different times of year. And as far as I know, it's the only bourbon tour that is totally on a river. It's pretty cool.
that would be cool. The person I would want to do that tour with is right here. I would want to do that tour with Ansey. And then we just have to
We can make that happen sometime.
and then we got to make sure we just don't fall off the boat.
I was going to say we got to make sure we put our life vests on before we board the boat. Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
And they have whiskey pours on the boat, so you know you can have your pour there. And
Oh, that
so,
sounds like a good time. That's for sure. Yeah. So, the one thing, you know, with with this festival is that I've always found is that it naturally, you know, it's what is it? Oh God, the word it's whatever. The word's not coming to me. So, anyways, it just basically grows into the community. Like, you guys didn't have to do anything special to make you have the street vendors and the special party and the music and all that's set up by you guys, but everybody seems to just love the festival as it extends out into the community. It's such a great community to go out into after the festival, or the night, you know, on when everybody gets their Friday night, everybody's out on the town. You guys now talk about the Thursday. You know, you got that, and then you've got the kickoff at Whiskey Thief, and then you've got the Friday event. You know, tell everybody about that.
Amsey, you want to take the food pairing, and I'll do the VIP, or
Yeah,
the
and
Bourbon Street on
something
Broadway?
else that basically runs the entire time would be the Four Roses pub stroll too. So
Yeah.
that starts on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, the
Four
whole
Roses.
time.
Well, tell me about that.
Mhm.
I'm
So
not.
the pub stroll, it's going to be the participating establishments, which is just about everything, I think, downtown that serves alcohol. You can go in, get one of the cocktails made with Four Roses that they're showcasing, get your card stamped, and you visit so many of those, turn that in, and then there'll be a drawing and you can win tickets for next year. Isn't that how that works, Renee?
Yeah, there's a prize associated with it, Amsey. I'm not sure what it is, but I do think it's free tickets somewhere involved for next year. So
Yeah.
it's
So,
and we
wait,
have a
so you have to buy a drink at every bar, and then you qualify for a
well,
drunk.
you got
You
3
have to
days.
you have to visit
You
a
got
certain
3
number of them.
days.
Yeah, and you don't have to go to all of them. I don't think you just
Yeah.
have to get a certain number of stamps.
Okay.
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
right.
So this is a pub stroll, not a pub crawl, Jeff. We got to
Okay.
remember that part. So,
Well, you can make it whatever you want, obviously, but
yeah.
yes,
Right. Yeah.
I accept challenges.
Yeah.
Well, we used to be able to do a pub stroll pretty quickly in downtown Frankfort, but that is no longer the case. So there's at least 12 restaurants or bars that serve bourbon in downtown Frankfort. So you need to pace yourself.
Mhm.
Well, like
Yeah.
any whiskey festival, yes, you need to pace yourself. I always find that somehow you keep the pours little and you sip and you just do the bourbon lifestyle, and most of the time you're okay.
Yeah.
Yep. I tell people it is a marathon, not a sprint. So
Yeah. Drink
got
plenty
to
of
make
water.
it to the finish line.
Yeah, the goal is to taste things, to find out what you haven't tasted and to go forward, going in, how you go about purchasing, finding a brand that you like. That's what a festival can do. You can always try stuff that you've never tried before. Unless you're,
And I
You know,
think-
but because you're not going to be able to try every distillery, and you're definitely not going to be able to try everything that every distillery brings. And so normally what I recommend people do, if someone's listening and they haven't gone to a festival before, study who's going to be there. Look at the list of distilleries, find them on the map, and go to ones that you have wanted to try and haven't had the chance to try. Or maybe one of the distilleries you like has a new product out and you want to try it. I really think that's what an event like this is for. And then you find something you like and buy some bottles to take home.
yeah, for sure. And let's just talk about that right there. Buy some bottles to take home. I remember the first year that we were there, I think Wilderness Trail was you could get the barrel pick for the festival. That was the one that that was there that year. And but a lot of other places it was just starting that there weren't a lot of other bottles to pick up, put it that way there.
Right.
Now the next year, all of a sudden, I think I picked up the old Carter Bardstown Bourbon Company release after being depressed that I was getting ready for the festival and I wasn't in Bardstown to actually pick that up. I was like, oh, that's something I want. And then I was able to get it at the festival. And then it's just been, ever since then, it's just been on. It's just the different distilleries. I think last year, I know, as we all know Macaulay really well with Dark Arts. I mean, the first year he was there with Dark Arts, he just was getting he was there. Nobody really knew what was going on. Us who knew him knew what was going on, but as far as general public, but last year that I couldn't even get to. I every single time I went by his tent, it was 10 deep. I mean, you could not now, and that's part of I think the bottleneck that when people first come in, he was right up there, so everybody was hitting it. And that was one thing, and he's really caused a stir in the industry. Everybody wants to know what's going on now. How the layout is. I mean, it's just basically a walk down and a walk up, right?
Yeah. Yeah. One long walk down along the river.
Yeah.
And that was a Kentucky law that changed a couple years ago, Jeff, that allowed the distilleries to actually sell the bottles at festivals like this. And we jumped on board, and we actually have facilitated with a local vendor, Capital Cellars in downtown Frankfort, for the out-of-state distilleries that do not have a license to sell in Kentucky, but they can sell through this retailer that will have a booth there as well. So, and also Ansey will get in at some point in time to our festival barrel picks, which will also be available.
And that was awesome. The festival barrel picks. And
Well,
that
and I think part of that was, that first year, as Renee mentioned, or the first couple of years, some of the laws were different. And so we would actually buy the festival at first, had to buy the barrel pick, get a special temporary license to be able to sell that. Renee and I would have to stand there and pour samples and sell bottles the whole time.
I remember.
Yeah, it was a tough gig.
Yeah. And so now the distilleries can sell it, at their own booth. For the out of state distilleries, for anyone who hasn't been there, they are all grouped in one area and they're, I'll say attached, they're all just in the same area. And they have to actually get their bottles for sampling through Capital Cellars. They have to, if they're out of state, they have to go through a distributor. But you can still try their bottles. And then if there's something you like, Capital Cellars has their cash register and everything. You can go down there and purchase those bottles. So
yeah, it's right there. It's kind of like like you said, an out of state store right there in the festival.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The other thing for people that may not notice it when you come in the festival, that little sort of I don't know what you call it, little gazebo, little thing up at the top of the flood wall there.
Mm-hmm.
The local Capital City Shriners Club, so Capital City Shrine Club, will be set up and they run our bottle check. So as you're acquiring bottles, you don't have to carry all of them. You can go back up there, check the bottle, they give you the tag, put your bottles in an empty case for you. And then at the end of the festival, when you're ready to leave, you can go up there, grab your box of bottles and take them out to the car. Feel free to tip the Shriners, if you're familiar with the Shriners hospitals, great cause. The local clubs will use that money to help transport kids to the hospitals. So use that service and tip them well.
For sure. The entrance, the entrance, I call it. That's kind of a cool.
Mm-hmm.
That's one part of that's really nice. The line that leads up to the festival, and then you're looking down into the river valley of that. You're up there on top of the levee. It's really a cool entrance to the festival. And so, what do you got? What's new this year? You said there was a few things new.
Well, I already mentioned one. We're starting an hour earlier. The other thing is we have a new co-title sponsor. Visit Frankfort, the tourism agency for Frankfort, is one of our sponsors. But BJ's Wholesale Club, which is opening up in Frankfort in the next month or two, it's almost ready, has become one of our lead sponsors. And they are, one of the things we hear every year, enough places to sit, there's not enough places to get out of the sun or just chill for a while. So they're going to have a big tent presence there where you can go lounge. It's not the VIP. The VIP tent's separate. You had to pay extra for it. This one's going to be available to everybody. Just come in and take a load off their feet for a while and sit down if they want to. So we're really glad to have them with us this year. They're going to have, and then we do listen to our surveys, and so we've added more benches. Sometimes we actually use some of our proceeds and work with the Department of Parks to make improvements like more electrical outlets for our food vendors and others, and benches and parks, more umbrellas for people, all that stuff. We try to do that. We try to listen to our customers.
Okay. Well, yeah, that sounds cool. One of the things I always say, the best hydration is always so important at a whiskey festival, especially first weekend in October. It can be still hot in Kentucky, so if you're there and you get the heat, and then you start drinking bourbon, you always got to have water. And you guys have the stations, correct?
Yeah. Yes. We do. We have them throughout the park for the festival. So, And,
Al-
the
Also,
first year, go ahead, Amzie.
I was going to say also, I will throw on my Frankfort Bourbon Society hat real quick. And Frankfort Bourbon Society will have a tent set up. As always, people can stop by there. We'll have some soft drinks, some chairs. You can sit and visit with us for a little bit.
What? So you actually get you actually get away from like the you're not the working area of handing like the one year when you were just like handing out, you were selling T-shirts and distributing barrel picks all the whole festival. So now you actually get to be in the Frankfurt bourbon tent? No?
No, I will delegate that responsibility. As much as I try to hide at the festival, usually I get drawn into doing some things. But the Frankfurt Bourbon Society will be there set up, and like I said, we always we can't sample alcohol or anything like that. So we usually have bottles of water, soft drinks, some chips and snacks and things like that that people are welcome to have and just stop and take a load off and visit with us for a little while.
Well, that's, yeah, because the Frankfurt Bourbon Society is a presence in Frankfurt, and if anybody is in the area, when it comes to bourbon, we've been at a couple of your meetings, and you see people, Freddie Johnson, I mean, how can like every single time it's a who's who bourbon, right?
Mm-hmm. It's a fun group, and of course, the Frankfort Bourbon Society and Bourbon on the Banks. At the very beginning, there was a connection when the festival was first starting. They're separate now, but we certainly have a lot of overlap. A lot of our members volunteer for the festival. I'm the president of the Frankfort Bourbon Society. Renee was a longtime board member, longtime treasurer for the Frankfort Bourbon Society. There's definitely a lot of overlap.
All right.
Yeah, the Frankfort Bourbon Society, they saved this festival, honestly, when it first started. Without getting into all the politics of it, the Frankfort Bourbon Society stepped up and saved this festival.
Yeah,
Yeah, the Bourbon Society took it over temporarily until the new 501c3 could be established for the festival.
Yeah.
That's awesome. And I've had many fun nights at the Frankfurt Bourbon Society.
Mm-hmm.
So
we just need to get the bridge repaired so that we can do that again.
So that's still not repaired?
No, they're supposed to start construction next year, I think.
It'll be a couple of years.
Yeah.
It makes it a trek to get to one side to the other. That's not that makes something that used to be so easy. But you guys are all used to, I'm sure, used to it definitely, right?
Mm-hmm.
Of the ways to go.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's businesses along the route that you have to go the other way that are having an advantage opposed to that. I never knew they were there.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. Yeah. So anyways, but so there's like, we talked about tickets. Now let's talk about the barrel picks.
Mm-hmm. So a few more this year, and I may not have details on all of them right now, but I can at least tell you who they are.
Okay.
So Abstraction Spirits out of Paducah. We actually just did their pick. So they are in Paducah. They do have a still. Their barrels are aging at Whiskey Thief, actually, and their stuff is bottled at Whiskey Thief. That was a Kentucky bourbon that was picked. They're sourcing right now. They're a new place, but interesting artwork on all their bottles. And if you do a barrel pick there, they will actually have an artist do custom artwork for your label. So I think you'll be interested in that, Jeff. You need to make sure you check them out.
Okay, for sure.
Angel's Envy. They did one last year, doing another one this year. I really liked it. I think it's one, we picked it, I think, because of the finish, the port finish on it, I think really shined through on that one. Boondocks did a pick this year. Um, Something really different on this one, Copper and Kings out of Louisville did a pick, and we chose a brandy over their bourbon. And so we're going to have a brandy single barrel there.
From Copper and Kings?
From Copper and Kings. I believe it was a 10-year brandy that spent its entire life in a used Weller barrel. So it was very light, floral, a lot of lemon notes to it. It was kind of the unanimous favorite. Let's see, Dark Arts. We actually picked 2 at Dark Arts. I pulled up the notes on that when we were talking about Dark Arts a second ago. Let's see if I can find that one again. I know one was a Mizunara. Yeah, a 7.5-year bourbon finished with toasted Mizunara oak staves and 118 proof. And then an 8.5-year bourbon finished in Oloroso sherry at a little over 115 proof. So those were really nice.
And okay, go ahead.
Heaven Hill is going to do a pick this year. Jackson Purchase Distillery. That would be Craig Beam, their distiller. They are, if you go a couple miles west past their distillery, I think you're in Missouri. It is as
That
far
close to Kentucky,
west
yeah,
as you can
there
go
you
in
go.
Kentucky. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see. Jephthah Creed will be doing a pick. Leaper's Fork down in Franklin, Tennessee. And that one, that was done blind. And a Tennessee whiskey did win the show on that one. So they'll be bringing Tennessee whiskey. But I kind of think that's also fitting for a Tennessee distillery. Pursuit Bourbon, Short Barrel, be doing another one this year. And then Whiskey Thief will be on board again.
Okay.
So got several to choose from. I think those, also I recommend people go try those. Make sure you try those single barrel picks before they sell out, so you can grab one. That they've been great. Unfortunately, last year I wasn't able to get one of all the barrel picks. I didn't have time to do it. Some I wish I got more. Like I've actually got the short barrel here from last year. That was a 7.8 year. That was actually an old OZ Tyler barrel, and we picked that blind over a 10-year Barton. Yeah, but some really good single barrels. So I recommend people go try those and get them while you can.
Okay. So those will be for sale. Like the Tennessee person one, that'll be that they don't have a Kentucky license. That their pick will be for sale at the bottle shop, right, through Capital Cellars or whatever.
Capital Cellars.
And then the other places, all those will be at their booths. At everybody.
Well, short barrels out of Georgia, so they will also be. No, I don't know if it'll be set up the same. Usually, it's sort of that little semicircle area.
Yeah, I remember what it was like.
Capital Cellars in the middle, and then the out of state distilleries kind of loop around.
Is French Lick coming this year?
As far as I know.
Okay. I wasn't sure. I haven't heard.
Yeah, I'm fairly certain they're on the list, and I think we're up at 70 plus or 80 again this year, so it's hard to keep them all straight sometimes.
No, I get it. I just hope that Alan's stuff is aging there. I'll probably pick up I don't get a chance to get there as much because there's not as much of a reason to go there right now because not a lot happens. But the stuff that they're releasing, we don't see up here in Ohio, so I'll be definitely interested in that. But everybody else that's from Kentucky, they'll sell from their booths. Now, can they do special releases that are not barrel picks from their booths also?
Yeah, so the out-of-state distilleries, like I said, they work with, are you talking about the out-of-state specifically?
No, I'm talking about the Kentucky distillers.
Oh, yeah, so that they can bring really whatever they want.
So Macaulay,
as long
if
as
he
it's
wants to
legal
bring something that's special, because he seems to be just
Mm-hmm.
owning the world lately. All right, so that's good to know. So that is one aspect that the festival has evolved into. And I've always, from the first point when I was at Kentucky Bourbon Festival, and those rules changed, and there we were at Bourbon in the Air, and all of a sudden Heaven Hill was coming out of it was the second year out of COVID, not the first year that they did it was like directly in COVID, but the second year they released a couple special releases and people went nuts. And I'm just like, well, Kentucky festivals can take advantage of something because these distillers can bring stuff that they can release that you might not ever be able to get any other time. And so that's kind of a fun, special thing about coming to these festivals. Yeah, you got to bring your pocketbook, but overall, there's some bottles that get released that you're not going to see on your shelf, and that only might be from the distillery. And if you're from Ohio or you're from Tennessee and you're coming up to Bourbon on the Banks, you're going to be able to get some of these collectible, sought after bottles. Not from the big guys, because usually the big guys just kind of have their standard stuff there. And I like, for instance, I like the last year, Buffalo Trace and Jim Beam, they weren't selling there. They were tasting, and you could taste through a distributor, but where Bourbon on the Banks just excels is those craft distillers who are just making a name for themselves. And you've got the owners, you've got the master distillers, you got them all there, correct?
Yeah, and I will say that Heaven Hill will be selling at their booth this year because they are doing a barrel pick. And then, so I don't know what else they will have there, but it's probably worth checking out.
Are they bringing anybody special? I mean, all I see is Connor O'Driscoll across the country. He has been everywhere.
We are working on it. We don't want to make any commitments, but at least for the VIP Friday night VIP reception and auction, which I don't want to segue to that until you're ready to, but we have asked for one of the superstars from Heaven Hill to be there. They'll be pouring something special at that as well.
Okay. Well,
but we haven't got a commitment yet.
Well, I'm going to ask about the VIP this year. Let's talk about the VIP. What's happening with that?
Sure. Well, we've had a VIP auction, I guess, since the beginning of the festival. Maybe not the first year, but we have for the last several years. And so we usually get a collection of items, and I've told we are getting it again this year from Buffalo Trace. Buffalo Trace is usually our big star of that event. And then we get some from local charities that we provide an avenue for them to sell bottles, and the proceeds go back to the charity. And Downtown Frankfort Inc., the economic development driver for the events planner for Downtown Frankfort, takes a commission for that's kind of their event that we partner with them on. So there'll be some Pappies in there. There'll be some, I think we got an E.H. Taylor Cured Oak. I don't know if y'all have heard of that before. I know that's coming from the Frankfort Elks Lodge. I've been talking to Frankfort Elks Lodge. They sell by the drink, and they got a good allocation, and they put several good bottles in. I talk to them every year about what they should put into the auction. And and then Larrikin Bourbon Company out of Lawrenceburg, Kentucky, they are the sponsor of that. And so they will, as they did last year, have a barrel pick, so a barrel pick experience that you can bid on. And then Whiskey Thief will have a barrel pick experience as well in the auction. And that experience is a little bit different. It's the first time we did it was last year, I believe. Maybe we've done it for 2 years, but for sure at least 1 year. And that's where you go to distilleries with some parameters around what you can do, but you kind of do your own barrel that's going to age for 4 years. I mean, you pick the distillation process, the mash bill.
I mean, the one that
Yeah.
when they first did this, it's aging there. I mean, it's a cool experience. I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah.
I think people just don't understand realistically that what that is. I mean,
Yeah.
you're donate. It's basically raising money for charity, and you're doing that, and that event is there. But when you think about it, people, it's undervalued in their head because they don't really know what it is. And I think now you guys are getting it out and people are starting to understand exactly what it is.
Yeah. So so the distilleries that'll be pouring that night, we've asked them to bring their VIPs, like Freddie Johnson will probably be there for Buffalo Trace.
Okay.
And we've also asked them to bring special pours that they do not plan on sharing on Saturday. And one reason we suggest that, we're not forcing them to, we can't force them to, but the thought is that a special, they may not want to bring on Saturday because, there's over 2,000 people there. But for the Friday night event, I think the cap is like 250 people. So it's a little bit easier for them to manage having a special whiskey pour there for that size audience for the tastings that go with that event.
Oh yeah, and you gave me my goal either to talk to Greg or Walter about trying to have them bring me along.
Well, you can always be the high bidder on Friday night.
Yeah, there you go. No, I'm not talking about the purchase just to get into the VIP event because that's not.
The VIP event.
Yeah, I'm media. So,
Yeah, I would say for bourbon people, like last year, like I said at Buffalo Trace, they poured Weller full proof, I think, some different pours. But then Freddie was there, Augusta was there, and it was actually, I think, Alex Castles who was running the Augusta booth that evening. Yeah, and so it's nice to go around, see some of the distillers and other people, have some pours that are a little special. But, it is a charity event.
Alex
and like every year, you've had times when people bid on a bottle, win it, and when the event's over, they crack that bottle open and share it with people there.
Oh God! And then take it locally, and then share it with everybody else. That night was crazy. I mean, I was just sitting back, and you got to go to the local establishments and throughout the town, and that's where. But I was sitting back, and at the time, the distiller at the time, was it Daryl or Daryl? Yeah, what? From Whiskey Thief got let go.
Hunter?
No.
Was it Hunter?
No. Derek, yes. I was sitting next to Derek's girlfriend or spouse, and she's like, "You just sit here and people just bring you stuff." And I'm like, yeah, that's kind of what I do. And it's just like, I always found that it's just the same thing when it comes, as you know, Amzy, when it comes to bottles and stuff, you can try and track bottles down and hunt them and all that kind of stuff. But the best way to do it in bourbon that I've found is you just sit back and see what happens. You just have it come to you. Let it come to you because it will. If you try too hard, usually that's what and that is one thing. This is one festival that if you sit back and you let those experiences and everything happen, there's so much that happens. I mean, it's just like, and the one, Freddie 2 years ago was just walking around the festival because he was there. He wasn't there just because Buffalo Trace was there. He was there because he was experiencing the festival. And he was just talking to everybody, we had some chairs that we auctioned off for charity at our booth. And and he, he was sitting in the everybody sat in the chair and signed it. Anybody, and that was really a cool kind of thing. And that's just letting it all happen. And that's just part of bourbon, right?
Yeah, and I can't say enough about Freddie. I mean, Freddie is just such a terrific human. He's from here. He's from Frankfort. He knows this festival is improving our community, and he helps a lot. He makes sure he's around.
He was born
to
into
help promote the
bourbon.
festival.
He was born into bourbon. I mean, for his dad, it's just like he's known nothing. But so he's just the epitome of what you want bourbon to be. He's not. It's about what your palate and what you like. Don't tell other people what they should be. He gets it all. And then you get. It's funny because as you get to know him, you can at first he'll give you the spiel 2-3 times, and then once he knows you and can recognize you, you don't get that. You just get real kind of friendship from Freddie, and that man has to have like 100,000 friends.
Yeah. His other advice that I think you kind of what you talked about your experience at the festival is, don't save that special bottle, open it and drink it with friends, enjoy it while you can.
Yeah, absolutely. That's why on our bus tour, that's what we do. Last year with those Dowlings, I mean, we opened up 2 of those and drank half on each bus, and I've shared it throughout I shared it last year at Bourbon on the Banks. I shared it at every festival I went to until they were gone. This year on the bus we have an I.W. Harper, but it's not about buying something. You pay a lot of money for it, but it's to be drank, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Oh, and just by the way, Ansey, when we were at House of Commons last year, to be able to, because of you and your friend, to be able to taste something that I thought I would never ever taste, I thank you for that. I mean, that's what it's all about, right?
Yeah, and I think he was in a good mood. He had won the Stock Your Bar raffle at the VIP event earlier that night, and Brian is one of our festival board members as well, I will say. But yeah.
Speaking of House of Commons, they donate bottles to the auction as well.
Oh, Dave is such a. I mean, I don't know. He's from Frankfort, obviously, right?
No. He has family from Frankfort. Originally, he grew up in Tennessee.
Okay, so but he sure gets what Frankfort's about. He's one of the kindest, coolest guys. I think. I mean, I just met him, and from the second I met him, we were friends. I mean, I didn't know I was his friend until I knew I was his friend, but he was friends with me. I was just like, how is this happening? He's such a good guy.
Now, love that place. They probably have 300 bottles open at any given time, maybe 400. You can try any of them by the half ounce. So every time I go in there, I just tell them to surprise me with a flight, and it's fun. Now, the other thing, like I said, he has family from Frankfort. Now, don't try this the weekend of Bourbon on the Banks because they're too busy. But if you're in there another time, ask him about, I think it's his great grandmother's birth certificate. She was actually born in the infirmary at what is now Buffalo Trace. So on her birth certificate, he has a copy of it. Her birthplace is listed as OFC Distillery.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Well, I said, don't try to ask him to see that.
Well, I can ask him. He's on the bus tour this year. I'll ask him on the bus tour. That'll be cool. And am I mistaken, or does your corner office just look down at House of Commons?
It does, yeah. So when I leave work, I look right and try and decide if I go to House of Commons or do I look left and go to the parking garage and head home.
Although,
so it's a tough decision sometimes.
The way you explain it to Destiny is, I just had to say hi to Dave.
Well, we have the little thing on our phone so we can, I can see where
Oh,
she
the
is. And,
tracking.
so she'll call and say, where are you? And I say, you know where I am. So, yeah.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She says, tell Dave I said hello.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, when you go in there, he makes it so friendly. It's not like you have to have a lot. It's just like you want to go there to hang out with him. I mean, he's just the whole place is so cool, and they do the coolest drinks. I mean, the attention to detail, and then to convince me that Clicks tastes better than anything whatever, and he made a drink, and you could not deny that it just tasted cleaner and better. I mean, so there's so much that that's available at the House of Commons. But yes, but that's part of
I'm fairly certain that would be the most affordable Clicks vodka martini you will ever buy.
Well, it was really.
I think they sell more Clicks than probably anybody.
Well, yeah, he's the king of Clicks, but yes.
Yeah.
But I will tell you that I didn't. Yeah, it was really affordable because he did a taste test to me, and I didn't even order it. It's just like he's like, you got to see the difference, and he's just like, and he made it with Clicks. He made it with the 100 distilled one from Buffalo Trace, and then he made it with just Wheatley vodka. He made 3, and I'm just like, as I went, I couldn't tell that much of a difference between Wheatley and the 100, but you could tell the Clicks just was like clean. I mean, just I'm like, I don't even know how that happens. I go, you're cheating, and he goes, no, I'm not. But anyways, so let's talk about the.
So I accidentally purchased a bottle of Clicks, or won a bottle of Clicks in an auction.
So you won an auction
that was
to
donated.
Buy one?
It was donated by Dave to a charity auction here in town. And I've always wanted it, but I would probably never spend, $350 on a bottle of vodka. And so I bid up to that amount, and I was done. And then our executive director, Diane Strong, asked me a question. I looked at her, not the auctioneer, and nodded. And I heard, we got 450 back in the back. So I ended up winning that for $450. Thanks to Diane.
Diane set you up. She's like, oh God.
Yeah.
I know Ramsey he can handle that.
Yeah.
And
the aucauctioneer was not Renee.
No, it wasn't me. But as an auctioneer, I can tell you, somebody nods, I'm taking her bid.
Okay.
He warned us at the beginning. He said, hey, this is a charity auction.
Exactly.
And I made definite eye contact every time I bid, raised my hand. And then the next time I'm looking at Diane and nodding, and I get, So.
Although I will tell you that probably about 6-7 years ago, that would have been insanely shocking to me. But if that's been recent, probably not, because all of our what would you say, evolution of buying bottles has definitely, we've been worn down to pay that type of money. It's still a lot of money. I'm not saying it, but there are times where you can rationalize. And Jim Gaffigan, my cousin, was like, because he's going to be at Father Time. He has the Father Time bourbon, and so he's going to be at another festival. But my cousin was like, "Did you hear his bourbon special?" I go, "I watched it live when he did it, but he was playing it, and one of the, he's just talking about the evolution of a bourbon, how you start off, and one was you rationalize." How you're like at the 4th stage is that you make a purchase that you hide from your wife. And usually when you convince yourself to spend $375, $400 on a bottle, you're figuring out that, well, I just won't show her that receipt. If she finds out, she finds out, but otherwise I'm not saying anything.
Yeah. I would have felt a little bit better if at least,
Yeah.
I was almost embarrassed to mention that on the Scotchy Bourbon Boys podcast. I paid that much for vodka.
But it's Clicks. I mean, anybody put it this way. If you go if you've been to the House of Commons, there's no one here. We've all been convinced, and you shouldn't be embarrassed because he convinces you that that's the only vodka that you should probably ever drink. It's just it, right? I mean, I would even say
Yeah.
that Fred Minnick wouldn't say that sucked.
Yeah.
That
Right.
one. That's the one he wouldn't. All right. All
Yeah.
right. So that's the VIP event. Now talk about what's happening outside do you guys have all the events that are happening around the festival? Because Diane usually does that.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, well, we've covered Thursday pretty well. We still have two more events on Friday, and as Ansey mentioned, the Four Roses pub stroll, it continues on. But there's a food pairing with Boondocks Distillery is the distiller for that, and Peggy No Stevens. So this is our third year, I think, that she's done this. I think we do still have tickets for that. It's in the afternoon Friday. You still have plenty of time to go to the VIP and do other things. So that is, I've been to that every year, and I mean it's awesome. It's a good time. I have to back it down a little bit because I have to be the auctioneer for that night, so I can't overindulge too much. And it's at the Kentucky History Center, the same place where the VIP auction is, and there's still tickets available for both of those. And then there's the free community event. It's really kind of part of our giving back. It's called Bourbon Street on Broadway, and it's where we have circus performers and singers and the Kentucky State University Band, which if you haven't seen the Kentucky State University Band, they're absolutely awesome. They're, you know, you just haven't seen them. If you haven't seen them perform, you need to check them out. And some of these things overlap, so you can't necessarily go to all of them. You can't go to the VIP and Bourbon Street on Broadway. You can, but you're going to, miss some things. But that's a free event, and it's a family-oriented event. You bring the kids, the whole deal, to downtown Frankfort. Let's see, Amzy, what else we got going on before we get into Saturday a little bit more, I guess. We cover all that?
Yeah, I think so.
yeah.
Okay. On the Saturday event, we talked about some of the new things. One of the things that we didn't mention yet is we reached out. I don't know if we reached out to them because we've developed a relationship with Peggy No Stevens and some of the other people with Bourbon Women. They're going to have a tent on Saturday, and they're going to have 3 different programs at different times. I don't have those memorized, but Susan Riegler is going to do a presentation. Peggy No Stevens is going to do another presentation different than the one on Friday. And then Jennifer Bryan, who is a cocktail expert, is going to do a presentation in the Bourbon Women tent, and it's free. And when I say it's free, once you're in the event, you don't have to pay extra to go to the Bourbon Women tent, and you don't have to be a woman to go to the Bourbon Women tent. So that's something new that we're adding this year.
Okay, that's excellent. So there's going to be, so instead of just distilleries and people, different certain people, you're going to have like an event, like there's going to be events happening right there at a certain time.
Yes.
That everybody can check out.
Yeah, and it's that one is presented by Mary Dowling Whiskey.
Okay.
That'll be the whiskey that they'll be pouring at that event.
Excellent. Now, do you have to sign up, or is it just it's just going to be at the
Just
event
come in.
and just come in?
Yeah, there's no ticket sales or anything. It's one of them's at 3, one of them's at 1 o'clock, 3 o'clock, and 5 o'clock, something like that.
Okay. That's amazing. So that's exciting. So I'm glad, and everybody who's coming to Bourbon on the Banks, that should be a good time. I've never actually met Peggy No Stevens in person, so I look forward to at least seeing her. I actually tried right before. I had Lou Bryson coming up he had released his book right before COVID hit, and the week that Ohio closed down from Pennsylvania, he was supposed to drive up to Chicago, so he was going to go through here and actually be a part of our Scotchy Bourbon Boys club meeting. We used to have meetings once a month, and I had him scheduled, and then I had Peggy No Stevens come up to Gervasi and because she had just released her book, which had to do with pairing food. What was it? The fork. I forget the name exactly, but she was supposed to come up and do an event at Gervasi Vineyards that's right by my house that I was setting up. And then it just blew it all up. It was like nobody did anything for the next 2.5 years.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Oh, one big thing I would say, before you go to the festival on Saturday, it is important to eat a nice meal beforehand. So you should go have brunch at Cypress and Oak. That's a new restaurant in Frankfort. They were open last year, right before the festival, I think. It's in the Delegate Hotel.
Yep.
It's a terrific steakhouse. They will be open for brunch that morning before the festival. I forgot what time they actually open. 10 a.m. they'll be open for breakfast or for brunch. So, like I said, really great place. Recommend you go there and fuel up before you go to the festival.
Yeah, for sure. That is weird. Wow. We've been getting lots of comments, and my comments aren't scrolling. It just said 22 new comments. All right, so that's awesome. I agree. We always have. There's also a diner that we went to breakfast to last year, right before. I didn't take Roxy to it because she's not really cool with diners.
Yeah.
But that was
Main Street Diner.
No, I think it was
the Main Street
there
Diner.
was the Main Street Diner. We've eaten there, but there was the one that's kind of like over a little bit outside of town. It's like before you start headed into the hills. It's just right on the side. Yeah,
Shelby's.
Yep.
Shelby's Diner.
Yeah, that was it.
Yeah.
It was funny because the woman that was cooking that day was not the person who was supposed to be cooking. She was just filling in because their cooks didn't show up. So that was a fun, they have an open grill and she's just there cooking for everybody. But it was like they called in somebody's mom. So although she wasn't cooking as fast as she should have been, she was cooking good. So it was still a good breakfast. So yeah, but that's one thing. That's the family orientation of Frankfort, of the small town aspect, and there you guys have done in the distilleries, and you guys have just put such a good face on Frankfort. I mean, Main Street, not the grill, but the Bourbon on Main. That's what it's called, the bar, Bourbon on Main.
Yeah.
But there wasn't more, but it's just grown so much bigger. And you got to get Bo Cumberland kudos on what he's done as far as the Frankfort area and promoting the hotel and just some of the documentaries that he's done on the area.
Yeah, his work's okay, as I tell him all the time. So.
It's just like
I think you can link his work off the Bourbon On The Banks .org website. He has some of his videos on there. So
he just keeps getting better and better. I mean, it's just like every time you watch, and then I'm just always amazed that he's in one and making it a. I'm looking forward to that. But all right, so you come to the festival. You got the 3 tiers of, you got the early, and then now you're starting. So what's this new start time? You were talking about an early start.
Well, starting at noon instead of 1 o'clock. We were able to work out some logistics to allow some people to start setting up the day before. I mean, a lot of the vendors are setting up that morning, and we've been, nervous or cautious, I guess, about starting the festival too early. But we've figured out some things. We've gotten better at the logistics. Our our friend Eric Northcutt, who handles logistics, and Diane would not want to do the festival without him, or anybody else would not want to do it without him. He keeps coming up with ways for us to expand, add things, and, be able to make it work, make the festival work better. So we have grown a little bit that way. And just having all
Yeah,
different types of tickets.
Yeah, I would say, and to clarify, that's the special access ticket that gets in at noon.
Noon.
Then
And
early access is 1 o'clock.
Okay.
Special access noon, early access
Mhm.
1, and the festival starts
Yeah.
at 2
Yeah.
for regular access.
hmm
Okay.
Special access we used to call VIP, but there was confusion with the VIP on Friday night. So special access gets you access to a tent with some snacks, some fancier restrooms, usually some special samples are poured in there as well.
Yeah. And a pretty good food spread.
hmm
Okay.
Yeah. It's part of your ticket price. So.
No, that's what you should do. You guys know it's bourbon. Bourbon people are a different when you talk about certain things and then you talk about people in bourbon, there's a whole different dynamic to them as far as what they're willing to do and spend. And it's not a bad thing. The ass is off for what they do. You very rarely find somebody who's got a bourbon collection that hasn't just figured out stuff in life about how, they don't have a bourbon collection and they're not working and they're just whatever, they're doing nothing. There's nobody that in the bourbon, I've never found anybody yet that just does nothing. They always are doing something special. They're always they're even the young kids, it's just hardworking people that want to spend their money on something that other hardworking people, that's how they get to meet them. So it's like a big reason to be how to find friends. And then, it's not a competition, it's a sharing. Everybody shares. People who have more money, they share their stuff. The people who have less, they share their stuff. Everybody's just sharing, but having a special extra hour entry, I'm sure you didn't have any problem selling that.
I think
No.
it's sold out in 45 minutes.
I know. It's just like those people.
It
Yes.
was insane.
It's not insane. It's just us. That's what we do. We want, it's just like someone asks me, what do I want in a bourbon? I want really good bourbon in the bottle, but I want it thought out, well packaged, and I want even extra packaging. That's the reason I got in initially is Booker's. That's it. It was uncut, unfiltered. It was delicious, and it had the greatest packaging. The wax top with over the beam logo with the raised thing, and then it's got box. That's what we want. And that's what a festival, as you guys as festivals, that's what you're delivering, right?
Yep.
Well, and I think the other thing is remember that, we really want to be mindful of price, but every time we charge more for something, it's just so that we can then turn around and give that to charity.
Yeah.
We are a charity-driven festival. I think our charities are driven towards children and families in need. And so I do think we really do make a difference in our community. And so anytime, if anyone ever thinks we're trying to nickel and dime them on anything, just know Renee and I aren't getting any of that. That's all going to charity. We have just a couple paid employees, and the rest of us are volunteers.
But
our ticket prices are still low.
Mm-hmm.
But you're not
Everything I'm
nickeling
seeing.
and diming anybody. People pay. Buffalo Trace sells bottles for $7,800, one bottle of bourbon, and people buy it. So how is a ticket to an event where you get to taste bourbon from everybody, including some special bottles? Even at the general admission festival, there's the distilleries there are certain distilleries that still want to give you something special. And it's just like,
Yeah.
and you get to taste, and it's just like you're not, and those tickets, those aren't $7,800. It's just
No.
like, and for what do you get? You get the special entry, your VIP, you're part of that VIP pouring event where you get Freddie Johnson showing up, and you might get Connor O'Driscoll, maybe not, but you get the people that, and that's and those people who are spending money on that's cheap. You're giving, what you're doing for them right there is cheap. And it goes for a
Yeah.
good cause. So, and you guys definitely
All right.
every
Next year, $7,800 ticket, and
Yeah.
we got people that carry you around on your chair up above. So
Yeah, you get the Caesar treatment.
mhm.
Yeah, Jeff, we were able to give back $100,000 to local charities last year.
I believe that
Yes.
so much, and you guys are, but this year this community and the aspect of this part of what bourbon is doing is not dropping off. It's still going strong and growing. That's the part
Yes.
that, when the special bourbon, I admit, when you're talking about the general, you know, 80% of what people buy for bourbon, which is to drink, and it's not anything, it's just drinking. That's going down a little bit. But when you're talking about the people in the bourbon lifestyle that enjoy it for sipping and tasting and all the different things, I mean, I don't care. Like I said, if you're in this community, you might not have the money that some other people have, but if you do it right and treat people right, you're going to get to taste some stuff with some people who can afford to help you taste that. That's the great thing
Yeah.
about the community. And you
Yeah.
guys,
Well, and that's the Twilight tickets. I mean, that's one reason we have them is the local community. I mean, that's at like 45, get 2 hours, but if you want to experience the festival, be honest, some of the people that came earlier are already starting to leave. So, and that was part of our thought process with it. And so,
I mean,
I mean, I don't know where you can go for $45.
I know. All I'm going to say is you like whiskey, but you're not going to be able to get your wife to go all day to a festival. But you can probably convince her to go for 2 hours and then go out to dinner.
Yeah.
And that's it, right? That's the Twilight
Well,
ticket.
and hey, and not only Tiny, so we wrap up the festival activities, we have an after party right there where you come in. We have two bands that night that is being sponsored by Hauser Tavern, which is right on St. Clair, right across the street from Amsey's shop, and Buffalo Trace. Those are our sponsors for that. So after you've been at the festival, as you're walking out, you'll see the stage and you'll see the bands that are playing there. So and that's open to anybody, whether they bought a ticket and attended or just walk in off the street. It's open. There's no gates. There's no cost.
Right there. That's fantastic. That turns it into a local, that after party that the local people can come and party with all the people from the festival.
Yep.
I think Todd Ritter said Cliffside was the dine. Is that the diner? Cliff, was it called? Is there?
Oh, could be.
That's the one.
It's kind of behind the state capitol, the backside of it.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, you have to get in the car. You can't walk. Well,
No, we didn't walk to
there.
that diner. That's where we had breakfast the other morning.
Okay.
Yeah, because the brunch was full at what's the place in the hotel?
Cypress and Oak.
Cypress and Oak. We walked in,
Yeah.
and the brunch that day was full, so we went over to Cliffside. But
Okay.
all right, so now that's Saturday night. There's an after, and then everybody lets out into the streets of Frankfort. So that goes on for a while on Saturday night. That's for sure. You see a lot of people out there. Make sure that you find a place to dine, and keep your base going if you're going to stay out late. But and there is a lot of stuff happening throughout the, at the bars and restaurants and everything. But what about Sunday? Now, do you guys have anything this year for Sunday? No. Okay.
No,
All right.
we
The one
we've
year
talked
you had
about it in the
the
past.
boat tour, right? The boat tour one time was on Sunday morning, if I'm not
And
mistaken.
yeah, and we did not have a good turnout for that. And so we have been reluctant to really promote something. Usually
makes
we have a
sense.
sponsor for any of these things, and we don't want to let our sponsors down by having an event that it just really doesn't sell. By Sunday morning, most people are having breakfast or brunch and
They
heading
gotta
home.
head back
Yeah,
home.
they're
Yeah.
heading back. Yeah.
Okay.
They're prone to seasickness at that point. They didn't want to get on the boat Sunday morning.
Or they gotta sleep in, one or the other, right?
Yeah.
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 All right. So
Late checkout.
that's going to be this year, 2026. Anything else that you guys didn't remember or what you want? Because how about a
I
web?
would just go back a little bit to the Thursday night kickoff at Whiskey Thief. If anyone hasn't been there or has never been to Whiskey Thief, that place is a blast. You'll pay like whatever the normal cost is to get into Whiskey Thief, which is usually $20 or $25. But that'll include samples. They'll have the food truck open, a fire pit. They always have great live music.
And great bourbon.
Yeah, cocktails. They sell nice cocktails, beer if you need to hydrate, I guess. But no, it's always a blast out there.
Yeah,
It's a good time.
Yeah, he knows. I think I was there last year because you were pouring, correct?
Yeah, I think I was pouring samples of the single barrel pick
Single barrel
they did
pick
for the festival.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna try and get there. I was gonna get there Friday, but I think since that's Thursday, I'll probably head down on Thursday. But I gotta talk to Walter a little bit. I gotta figure out where I'm gonna stay because I've only got Friday, Saturday booked so far.
Yeah. Well, Thursday may be a little easier for you to find a place Thursday night.
Yeah, the one time I went down for Whiskey Fest, I stayed at the Bourbon. Have you ever that place? That place was nice. Yeah. There's some really nice Airbnbs for bourbon people around there. And then if you have groups, I mean the bigger groups, I mean they have some luxurious places that that'll sleep 16 guys or 8 couples, and it's reasonable if you just split it up.
Yeah.
It's just like it's fantastic in that area. You guys do it well. So, do you guys got a second to have a couple people? We'll finish this up real quick, and if anybody wants to come on and ask questions.
Sure.
All right, so I will do that. Okay, website. Who's got that? Your website. Is it www?
Bourbononthebanks.org.
Bourbononthebanks.
I thought you were talking about your website.
Not my
It's like-
website. I can
I
do
thought
that.
you were trying to pick up questions from somebody off your website.
Yeah,
or
you
something.
guys.
I was like,
Hey, here's a quiz for you. Do you know my website? Address? No. All right. So bourbononthebanks.org, and you can check out. Right, you have T-shirt sales now. Last year, you kicked ass with T-shirts because I was able to get this T-shirt in a triple XL for the first time at a festival in Kentucky in a long time. So you got the T-shirts and this stuff covered again this year, right? As far as merchandise.
yes. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, does every year the merchandise just get bigger and bigger,
Yeah.
or is
Yeah,
it just
we
stay
have,
pretty much the
well,
same?
We trademarked Bourbon on the Banks, and we've had some vendors wanting to use our logo on some of the things that they do. So we're going to try to work out some licensing agreements with some of those vendors. So
Okay.
hopefully our logo will be on more items this year than in the past.
Yeah, it's funny. You trademarked it, and then what would you say? It then kept it down. All of a sudden you weren't able. But yeah, you got to figure that stuff out. So that's kind of cool. All right, so www.scotchybourbonboys.com for all things Scotchy Bourbon Boys t-shirts, Glencairns. Check us out, and then also we're on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and X. Also, iHeart, Apple, and Spotify. Whether you listen to us or you watch us, make sure that you leave good feedback and you do things like become members or leave super chats. I want to shout out to Kirk tonight on YouTube. He upped his top shelf membership, and he's a fantastic supporter, and he says hi to you guys, and he can't
Hey,
wait.
Kirk.
Hopefully next year is the year he'll make it to Bourbon on the Banks. So, all right. Remember, good bourbon equals good times and good friends, and make sure that you don't drink and drive, drink responsibly, and live your life like us, uncut and unfiltered. And artificial intelligence is going to take us. Oh my gosh, it keeps. That is crazy what just happened. It was until I turned it to, let's see, back, forward. Where did it go? I pushed the wrong thing. All right, let's go to history. I know that I played it tonight. Recently, no. All right, Tuesday.
This is how the robots win. It's how they get us.
Yeah, it got me. There it is. Let's just go. There it is. All right, it's coming back up. I mean, just one wrong push. There it is. All right. AI is going to take us out. There it is.
Wake up, sunrise and boots on the floor, working hard all day till you can't no more. Life rolls on, but the choice is yours. How you play it out when you walk through that door. One bottle, one drink, one pour. That's what the Scotchy Bourbon Boys got in store. Tuesdays, Thursdays, come pull up a seat. We'll taste through the whiskey on the rocks and eat. Bourbon Scotch or a good old rye. Japanese, Irish, yeah, we'll tell you why. So wherever you're sipping, near or far, tune in with us from your home or your car. One bottle, one drink, one pour. That's the podcast you've been looking for.
All right. I sent the Zoom out to the Facebook, so we'll see. Okay, there we go. Walker's coming in. There you go, Walker. Hey, welcome.
Hi, how are y'all tonight?
Doing great.
Walker, how are you doing?
Doing well, Ansey. Sorry I haven't been able to drink with you anytime lately.
Yeah, that's all right. Good seeing you, mate.
Good seeing you. Renee, I'm not sure if we've ever met, but good to see
I
you.
don't think so. Cheers.
Nice to meet you. Cheers.
Cheers, Walker.
I had to wash this, but I had this one in the cabinet. Let's see if I can make it
Oh,
kind of display a little bit.
yeah.
Honest, the sort of background advertisement that I can't quite rid myself of but at least y'all recognize it. I can put it a little bit
Absolutely.
different. Yep. So thank y'all for that. Picked that up about 2 years ago. Goodness, it's been that long since I've probably seen you, Amsey.
Was it you did the bus ride, right? Was that?
Yeah, last
That's right.
year.
Yeah.
I did
Last
get
year.
to see you on the
Yeah.
bus ride. That's right.
Yeah.
But
I was going to say, I think you were on the bus ride. That was
I was.
That
the
bottle.
bus ride
I
is
had
a
some-
long toilsome journey.
It was.
That was
And
wild.
part of it I don't remember anymore.
Yeah.
No, seriously. Yeah, last year I think it was too many places with barrel proof.
It wasn't just that. So Renee, Tiny is a very good friend. Ansey also has been a good friend in the short time that I've known him as well. But Tiny had mentioned something and said, now if you want to have pours, you need to get through with that in the first hour before we get there, because we're not going to have a lot of time between stops. And unfortunately, I probably took that a few degrees too far.
You took it to heart.
To heart, and probably too much. I think we had 9 pours before stop was.
Yeah.
And that was probably too much.
I will tell you, though, that you brought was pretty spectacular, Gamsey. Think that Weller that you brought on the bus.
Oh, that old Weller, squat Weller 12.
Yep, that was pretty amazing. Hey, Greg.
Yeah, and what was the first timer from the guy from, was he from Tennessee that came on the bus ride? I can't think of his name right now.
I'm trying.
Anyways, he was super impressed by it and never had it, and I gave him the rest of the bottle. And so.
Oh, that's cool. I think his name was. I think it was Jeff, right? Because it was Rick and Jeff came together, and Jeff was his friend, and he's from.
I think it's
what?
I think Rick's who I'm thinking of.
Okay, Rick.
Is he not from Tennessee too?
They could be.
Yeah,
they could be. They're going. Rick is going again this year.
Yeah.
So.
I'll make it out to Whiskey Thief and.
This brand earlier because I forgot I have so I got this 10-year sherry finished.
Yeah, they do some really great stuff. They're out of I think Columbus, Indiana, and like I said, they're the company that grows that black popcorn. It's like Black Jewel or something like that. Yeah, it's kind of like a father and son. Yeah, they're nice. I like them. I think they have good stuff.
So
good guys, yeah. It's Rick and Ricky Johnson live in Columbus. Very well. They had Rick's family did the get and go gas stations, whatever, and so they did well in the petroleum and gas station industry and sold that. And then he started in the popcorn industry, and so they've done some stuff. I reached out to him actually. Bardstown Bourbon Company connected me with Rick to see if they might need some help with their bourbons, and they decided, he wanted his son to kind of take hold of things and do their own thing, which is cool. And so it's neat that they're doing some good stuff. So that's cool.
Yeah, and I finally I got one. I shared it earlier. I got one of their black popcorn expressions, and I like it.
Yeah, I don't believe I've met you guys yet. I'm Greg Snyder. I've been in business for a couple of years, and I've always wanted to go to the Bourbon on the Banks, and I've represented through my consulting. Well, prior to consulting, but when you guys started through my consulting services with a couple of companies, and just never got down that way. Hopefully, we can get there someday. So,
yeah, Greg. I'm familiar with who you are, and we'd love to have you whenever you want to come visit us at Bourbon on the Banks. Just let us know.
Yeah, cool.
Well, Ansey's a fan of the Scotchy Bourbon Boys, and if you're a fan of the Scotchy Bourbon Boys, you probably know who Greg Schneider is, because you've been on 50 times. Yeah.
In the way the Brady Bunch goes, he's the guy. He's the sixth guy below Ansey.
I can't wait. I can't wait to hang out with that guy. I can't wait to hang out with all you guys. To be honest with you.
Oh,
it's a long ways there from Montana.
Now, Renee, I've never ever. One of these times we have to have a pour, because I don't think we've had a pour together. But I understand most of the time I see you and I'm around you. It's the Bourbon on the Banks, and like you said, you gotta keep your wits about you because you're gonna be at the auction and doing the auction and everything like that. But one day I want to share a pour with you. But Ansey,
absolutely.
yeah, for sure.
Well, I mean, on Friday night, I have to stay focused, and there have been a few times when, I mean, your auctioneer will have a pour on Friday night, but there's been times when maybe I've had more than one pour, and I said, I got to stop.
Yes.
That's
I
never
forget
happened
what-
to
I forget
anybody
who
on
the
this
business
screen.
I have to maintain some professionalism.
But usually when I hang around Amsey, somehow everybody's shirts come off.
Yeah,
I don't know.
they end up spending the
Amsey-
night at the Frankfort Bourbon Society.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, anyways, yeah, that's definitely.
No, yeah. Sometime we've got to get you down when the festival's not going on, and we'll make sure Renee comes
Oh,
out.
yeah.
It's the festival. It's for us. It is a year-round thing, pretty much. We try to take off like at least November. But like the weekend of the festival, especially like leading up to it, we help with setup and everything else. And I won't lie, last year on Saturday, I think by about 7 o'clock, I was home. Yeah, I was.
Yeah,
I was done when the festival was
I think
over,
we were
so.
messaging back and forth, and you were
Mhm.
like, "Yeah, I'm home." And I'm like, "Good." 'Cause
Yeah.
I'll always check
Yeah.
on you to make sure. We never
Yeah.
never leave anybody.
Make sure I don't need to come sleep on the floor in your hotel. Is it,
or knees on the floor, but face on a chair.
Yeah. 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 It was more comfortable that way. I woke up with my head laying on the chair like
Yeah,
this
it was,
in the hotel room, so.
then just having two chairs put together.
Yeah.
I remember when Nash stood up on the bed and said, "You're not going anywhere."
Yeah. Yeah. No, y'all kept me safe that night. I appreciate it.
Oh.
'Cause I was like, I'm gonna go to my office and sleep on the floor. I would have fallen in the river. I would have got run over or something.
We were
So,
we were with you. That was one night we were with you,
yeah.
and everybody
Yeah.
has
I
it.
remember waking up.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I remember waking up the morning after the bus tour last year, and I was actually, I was sleeping on my stomach. I was face down. I was like, okay, I'm alive. I have friends, and apparently I didn't embarrass myself or them too much. So
Nope.
all good.
They got you out of there just in time.
Yep.
That's what it's all about. So Greg, you're in this industry for a long, long time.
Yeah, I've been a couple of years. Yeah.
You've never told one story, and you've got to have a couple where, because we all.
Whoa. I've never told one story.
No, wait.
No, I haven't told one story. I've told a gazillion
No.
stories.
You've never told a story of this subject. And I'm interested. It's like you've been in this industry. Everybody, every once in a while, because it's a very alcohol is something you have to respect and you have to keep under, because you're when you're in the public eye or figure. But every once in a while, it bites you. It sneaks up on you and hits you. Have you had anything like that lately, or? I mean, honestly, where it's like you overindulge, because you get better at it, and I look at you as the ultimate professional, but you got a story like that? I've never heard a story like that.
And the truth is, you probably won't either, pal. I'm sorry.
Okay. There you go.
He just said, that's the end of this.
That's fine.
There are stories, and you had to be there to believe it. But thank God you guys weren't there. So I'm sorry.
That's okay. That's all I need.
I will tell you this. It's funny because I was the managing director of Wild Turkey for over 10 years, and of course one of my best friends, you guys know, Jimmy Russell. People say, God, I've never seen Jimmy drunk, and I can honestly say, in the 10 plus years I worked with Jimmy, I don't think I ever saw him totally incapacitated other than a couple times. Usually it was in New York. We go to New York to corporate meetings. I'd go to New York at least once a month, usually twice a month for meetings. And every now and then Jimmy go with me, and we do some promotional stuff. And of course we go out to bars, and the bartender finds out, we got Jimmy Russell in the house, and everybody in the bar knows we got Jimmy Russell in the house. Well, shit, next thing you know, they're buying, Wild Turkey 101, Rare Breeds, and eventually Russell's Reserve. But, so we're drinking free all night. And I mean, there's been a couple times when I had to literally escort Jimmy back to the hotel and keep him from falling down. But not many. I mean, two, maybe three, and we probably held each other up. The truth be known, but anyhow.
Yeah.
But yeah,
It happens.
my stories, they're few and far between, and too many to count. So
I can only
You're still
admit,
here, Greg, and you're doing well, buddy.
yeah, well, I'm 70 years old and still alive and kicking, Kirk. So that's all I can say. Anyhow, but life's good. I've been very blessed. This industry is truly amazing. Been awfully good to me. I am so sorry I have never been able to attend the Bourbon on the Banks. When I was with Chicken Cock, I said, guys, this is a great event. We need to be a part of that. Mm-hmm. And they wouldn't do it. And then eventually I think they did. But, the founder and my relationship with the benevolent founder, I think he ended up sending his brand ambassador. I think they finally got involved, but I don't know. I just, Four Branches was planning on, I don't know if they're the part of it or not. You guys tell me, Renee, is Four Branches going to be there this year?
I don't know. I mean, we got 70 of them.
you got a
I
list.
might pop out. I'm going to go on the website.
So I think it was I made a comment to somebody last year, how, I wish help would come one of these years. Yeah. And they're like, been coming for the last couple of years. I was like, oh.
Yeah.
I don't get around to see everyone usually.
The ones I go see are the small ones.
Well, these guys are small. We do business with Lofted Spirits, Barstow Bourbon Company, Green River. Mm-hmm. And, that's where we get our cue from. Mm-hmm. Great guys, each one of them, four guys, they all served a different branch, military. Military got a great story, mission. They give a lot of money to, first responder and military veteran organizations. And so I think they were planning, I think they may have been there last year. They had a guy that handled marketing, Nick Nelson, great guy, and he's since retired. And they need some investors because, again, they got a great brand, great product. They don't have the money to expand, and it's right now.
Greg, which one was it, Greg?
Four Branches.
Four Branches. I'm looking on our website. She does have them in alphabetical order, so that's helpful.
I'll tell you what, they need to be there because, Greg, that stuff you do and you collaborate with is, I haven't tried anything yet that I don't like. And I'll tell you what, that Liberty Reserve and that you were involved in, I think that might be in my top. It's definitely in my top 10. It might be in my top 5.
No, thanks for that, Kirk. I appreciate that. Yeah.
I do not, Greg, I do not see them on here.
I was wondering because, again, their funding's limited. Most of their sales are online. They're only in 7 markets. We will be at Kentucky Bourbon Festival this year, as a part of Lofted Spirits. Since we work with them and within their DSP, I guess they sell it, the Four Branches brands out of their visitor center through the state laws. We can work within their booth, and so I'll be down there doing bottle signings on Saturday and Sunday from 12 to 4. And hopefully we can sell a few bottles, but I'd love to get Bourbon on the Banks. I thought we were kind of lined up. I think Nick, the guy that just retired, had set it up, but who knows? Again, that money's been tight, and it's been tough here lately. So,
Well, one thing about our festival, and we didn't really talk about it because,
We still
you know,
can.
we were focused, well, we were focused on the customers, but we have a very low entry price for our distillery vendors, like $250. Now, you can upgrade that and become a barrel pick and do the barrel pick thing, but or get a bigger tent or whatever. For the basic tent is $250. So if you sell 3 or 4 bottles, you've
Yeah, Renee, I don't think it's the cost of the event itself. It's the time and
Yeah.
like my time, I'm a consultant, so I'm
Right.
not cheap. Okay, so
Right.
and so
Well-
it's more, and Rick is the closest guy, one of the founders. He's in Middle Tennessee, Arizona. One's in Virginia, one's down in Florida, Maryland, back and forth.
Okay.
So they're scattered out.
Travel
And so
costs.
it's not so
Yeah.
much the cost of the event itself. It's just the time and effort it takes to be a
Right.
part of it. So yeah.
Well,
Right.
it's like
Well, and we found that with a lot of small ones.
as far as promotion though, like,
Yeah.
next
the
year
smaller
should be on
distilleries,
their
they
next
can't
year
tap
should
sometimes.
absolutely be on their radar, Greg, and you be there. I mean, it
Well,
is.
there's
There's a lot of people that's where you find out that find out about a brand there.
Yeah. Well, again, I think Nick Nelson had kind of
No.
tentatively set that up, but I think as time moved on and they're
Yeah.
looking at their resources and their money available capital, they decided that they couldn't do it this year. But anyhow,
And what
we'll
about
get there sometime.
What about
And that, or I've got other clients that work.
yeah,
with,
the metal place. What's that one?
Yeah, American Metal Whiskey. Yeah,
Yeah.
good guys. I had a Zoom meeting with them today, the founders and the owners, and we tasted some whiskey, and so yeah, it's all good.
I
It's all
mean,
good.
there's a lot of brands there that are from other states, and they have a whole Capital Cellars, kind of thing. So it works out really well. I mean, you could get a lot of people. I mean, everybody that sponsors us, the Scotchy Bourbon Boys, they're all there. They don't and prior sponsors. It's just like Middle West Spirits is at the festival, and the Spirit of French Lick is at the festival, and Whiskey Thief obviously, because they're a huge part of the festival. So now
Another interesting thing about the festival is I think we run about 75% of our attendees are out of state.
Yeah.
I think last year we had people from maybe 38 states attend. So
yeah, it books Frankfort up. I mean, that festival, you're only talking, like you said, the tickets are what, 2,900 or 2,500. I mean, but Frankfort is that excites, that is a event that showcases the capital of Kentucky, right?
Absolutely. That's one of our goals, is to be the signature event for Frankfort. So,
hey, Greg, where do you?
I live in South Carolina, right across the river from Louisville.
Where at?
Floyd's Knobs.
Okay, I'm from Corydon originally. So
What's that?
I'm from Corydon, Indiana.
Okay, well, I grew up in New Albany, went to high school, grade school, junior high school in New Albany. And then I ended up moving up to Floyd's Knobs here about, 12, 13 years ago. Yeah. So Corydon, I used to coach football at North Harrison, believe it or not. So.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Yeah.
What years?
Oh my God. So let's see. I started working at Seagram's in 1978, right out of college.
He coached football.
And I was coaching Little League football back then. So it was about 1979, 1980 till about 85, 86.
Okay.
I was assistant coach and head JV coach. Yeah.
Yeah, you would have been.
Yeah, so I wasn't playing football yet, but of course a bunch of my family is from that area. Went to North Harrison.
Yeah, cool.
if you were in Wisconsin and at my high school, you would have been my coach because that's when I played. I graduated in '82, and so you would have been my coach. So that just puts
Yeah,
some
you wouldn't have made it,
perspective.
buddy. I've been up your ass so many days, every time, every day, man.
I mean, the fact that you said you were a football coach, Greg. God damn, you look like a football coach.
Rips and swims, Tiny. God dang it.
Martin Duffy. Every time I see Martin Duffy, he calls me coach.
Yeah, there you go.
Fucking Martin. That guy's great.
Yeah, that's what he said. But yeah, no, I was, I was, I guess as I say, my best ability as a coach, I understood the kids that I work with, and I knew what motivated them. And some kids, you give a little pat on the back and a little encouragement, and man, they give you everything they got. Other kids, you had to grab them by the face mask and just chew their ass out. And I'm sorry, Tiny, you were probably one of those guys.
No, you would have felt sorry.
No, he
for me.
was.
I was one of those.
You had to give a
I was
back
one.
and a front hand.
Believe it or not, I was one of those weak kids. I was weak, and I did everything. I did all the weightlifting, and I was a late bloomer. So I wanted to play football. I had the head to play football, but I was too thin and too whatever. So I played. You would have felt sorry for me because you would have saw me working my ass off, but you would have realized I had no leg strength. It's just like whatever I
was
did.
the opposite. I had a lot of leg strength. I just had skinny little arms.
All right, Jeff, how much did you weigh in high school, man?
I weighed my senior year, I was 6'2", 149 pounds.
Oh,
I was a tight end.
I'd love to crumble you.
I played
You
tight
weigh more
end.
than me, but you're a lot tighter.
Oh
Yeah.
my God.
I didn't play football. I was 6'2" and about 165.
Well,
I played basketball,
John, you
and
and
I
I
got my
played-
ass kicked because I played against pro players who are
Yeah.
kids that were all
senior year-
like pros. So, yeah.
senior year in high school, because I played football, I wrestled, and I played baseball. So my metabolism, I could eat all I wanted to, not gain any weight. But my senior year, I was 6'1", 165 pounds when I graduated. Okay, that's the weight class I wrestled, 165. In football, I went both ways. I played set on offense, and on defense, I played depending on the defense, either inside or outside linebacker, and depending on what defense we'd call. But again, wrestling, I wrestled 165. So I graduated 6'1", 165. 2.5 months later, when I started college, I couldn't get a full ride in football or wrestling. I got partial scholarships, but I couldn't afford to go to those schools. So I worked full time, went to school full time at IU Southeast in New Albany, where I lived. And anyhow, 2.5 months later, when I graduated and started college, 6'1", 165 to 6'2", 205. I mean, I grew an inch and just filled out.
Yeah.
And my high school coach cussed me every day when he saw me. He said, "God damn it, why didn't you grow there?"
When I met Roxy, I was training for a triathlon. So I was swimming, biking, and running. And I was 6'4", 165. And
you're not touched. God damn.
I was thin as whatever. And then I gained weight up to 200 pounds once I started having kids. But there was a point of time when I was playing softball that I started working out, and I was bench pressing, I believe, 320. I was working and I was working out with 280, and I was about 240. And I was in good shape.
And then you discovered bourbon and it was over.
And then I started getting old. My back started screwing up, and you just get old. So.
Yeah.
Well,
Okay.
But I'm on my way to.
You hear that, Greg? The back.
I'm on my way back to 250. Today I was 267 for the first time. I've been working out the month of August and a little bit in July, and I've dropped now 16 pounds and put on some muscle.
bro.
You did a big shock on that one.
Yeah, but
So apparently, I
Dude,
was
if you
moving
keep
all
going,
three
we're
of
gonna go
you
from
in
tiny
the
to
same
micro.
high
That's
school.
what you're gonna be.
Micro.
You're gonna go to micro, bro. That's
Micro.
it.
All right, guys.
So-
Hey, it's
Renee,
micro and Super Nash.
Ansey and Renee, anytime you guys want to check out, feel free. But if you want to hang, that's fine too. I understand it's getting late,
Okay.
and I don't want to. You guys don't
We're
have to feel.
we're just shooting the shit.
That's kind of what happens. And I got to be out of here by 11, no matter what, 1:45 or whatever. But
No, you don't.
yeah,
11:02.
11:02.
You know what they do nowadays is we keep all these kids back in kindergarten so they're bigger, faster, stronger in their juniors and senior years. That's like a real thing now. So
Yeah.
we did it with
Kirk,
one of ours.
I can attest to that. I think we've got like 3 kids that are like 14 and they're kindergartners. I agree.
well,
Yeah.
I
just
agree
saying,
with
man.
you, John. But I think a lot of what happened through COVID, a lot of kids they didn't go to school for a year. A lot of them just skipped a year.
Yeah.
I mean, there was a lot
Yeah,
of
they did what we're doing and going, whoa.
They've been doing this for 25 years now or something.
Oh
I
yeah, I'm
coached as
sure.
well.
You're out. You live out west. They do things different.
Yeah,
Hey man, those guys eat goats and beef and everything else, and they're big boys. Let me tell you,
Those Midwest boys, those are big boys where you're at, John. That's
we're
for
corn
sure.
we're corn fed, man. That's all.
You
good.
are corn fed. I'm trying to feed myself
Hey.
corn all the time.
Go Hoosiers, baby. Go Hoosiers.
Well, you got
College football's coming up.
There you go, Greg.
Well, I'm going to look forward to
that I would have outweighed both Greg and Tiny by 10 pounds and still been shorter than them at 5'11". I had nothing for arms. I worked out with the wide receivers on arms, but I could lift with all the linemen on legs. I think I could leg press 840, squat 400. We didn't really do a lot of deadlifts. I didn't deadlift all that much back then. So.
Hey, Greg,
Yeah.
real quick, we've got a new neighbor, and they just hung up an Ohio State flag on their front porch. And I haven't had a chance yet to ask him, what is that? Is that a basketball school or something?
That's a school.
Yeah, you're
What
gonna
is
make
that
great
thing
friends.
I don't-
with him.
I don't
Is that-
know.
Is that Buckeye or is that weed?
Yeah. It's like the Hoosiers,
Is that-
we
is
got
that an
real cocky
acorn?
real fast.
Is that an acorn? Is that what we're talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Well, I mean, I just,
say
you know-
acorn.
Being the doormat of the Big Ten for so many years in football, it's such a blessing. I love the last 2 years with Signet, but I love college football and what they've been able to do is just been so exciting. And I'm excited about this year and what we got, opportunities we got. So yeah.
So that is the Maker's Mark Eddie George bottle that they released to Ohio. So just going to throw out the Ohio connection. Although, if you really want to come down to it, I was a Wisconsin Badger fan. In my high school years, they sucked.
They were good in the 90s.
But in the 90s, and they started to be better. There's no doubt about it. But at the same time, when I moved to Ohio, my dad's from Kenosha, my mom's from Canton, Ohio. So there was always this rivalry between Ohio State and Wisconsin, and it wasn't until the 90s where Wisconsin got to play a little bit in there. You know what I mean? But Ohio State always was, I remember
94.
What was it? Woody Hayes, right?
Woody Hayes.
Beating the
I met Woody Hayes at a coaching clinic one time.
my grandpa. I was watching that game, and I was at my grandpa's house, and when Woody Hayes punched the player. He just
He was
pulled
coming
the
down the field, he punched him.
He just punched the player, and my
He
grandpa's
lost it.
like,
Totally
"What?"
lost it.
Yeah. So but my mom was an Ohio State alumni, along with my her brother. So they were always big Ohio fans, and Wisconsin sucked when I was a kid. There's no doubt about it. But now I'll root for the one that if the other one beats them, they get to go further. So if Wisconsin's having a better year or whatever, I'm always it doesn't matter to me either way. But I know but last year I would have to say it was nice to see Indy do what they did, because it's good to see a program every once in a while that was just, it would be like watching the year, because these are teams that never win against the different monsters of college football.
The year before. I mean, yeah, look at the year before. I mean, Cignetti,
They say, well, it was a fluke. Well, they lost 2 games the year before. One to Notre Dame and one to Ohio State.
Right.
They finished 1 and 2 in the nation, okay?
Yeah.
They come back the following year and go undefeated. So people can say what they want to. Cignetti is a real deal.
Yeah, he's the real deal. But then the polls come out this year, and it's already why they won the national championship. He's still there, but Ohio State's ranked number 1. I'm like, well, that makes almost
that's
no
fine,
sense.
as they should be. They can afford to bring in the players, and they got the top recruits, man. So
We'll see.
Yeah.
I mean, it's all about out there on the field and playing the game, and let's see where it shakes out.
That's
I'm
why we
excited.
play the game, right?
That's why the game's played. That's right, Kirk. Exactly.
Hello, Randall.
Hello, how is everybody?
Oh, hey, Randy, how are you?
Yeah, good.
You
I'm
too.
looking forward to
great
Bourbon on the
podcast.
Banks next year for sure. And meeting you two gentlemen there, and then maybe sit down and hopefully you're there too, Greg. And I'm really looking forward to it. A year isn't enough, but I'll tell you what, we all know a year is quick enough.
Oh, you think
See
you're-
me, Kirk.
Yeah,
Man,
that's
you go
why
fast, dude.
That's why they have to work the festival year round, because when we were kids, a year was a real long time. But now a year is not a long time. It's like we're just back around to the next year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah,
All
Kirk,
out of perspective.
That's
Yeah.
great.
Kirk, if you come, seriously, I've got a big old house that I live in by myself, and you're welcome to stay here.
Thank you.
I know
I'm
this year,
coming.
in October this year. It's what's first week of October, isn't it, guys?
Yep.
First Saturday in October.
yeah. So my grandkids
Are on fall break, so we're going to Asheville and Gatlinburg, a big family vacation. So I won't be around anyway. But any rate, if I'm here or not, Kirk, my house is yours. It's just coming.
Yeah. Well, you got to get over here too.
I'm an hour away from Frankfort. So.
Yeah, you got to get over here too. I'm the kind of guy though that I'll be staying as close to the venue as I can because I know better.
Yeah.
Kind of thing, but yeah, I
Usually-
appreciate
usually-
that.
All right, man. We'll work it out.
Usually
Yeah,
we get
Renee,
a big
Amber,
house.
Is that a Friday, Saturday, Sunday, or what?
Okay.
The
The festival?
Saturday.
Bourbon on the Banks, is that Friday,
the
Saturday,
festival.
Sunday, or is it just?
So the you really want to get there
Yeah.
Thursday for the kickoff at Whiskey Thief. Then there's multiple Friday events. Then the tasting festivals on Saturday.
The way the festival works for me, you go to the Whiskey Thief Festival, and then you go to the House of Commons. And then the next night, you go to whatever you can, the street festival or the VIP, and then you go to the House of Commons. And then you go to the festival on Saturday, and then you go to the House of Commons. That's kind of how it's been working for me.
Unless you go to the distillery for beers, in which you go wherever they go. And then you go to the House of Commons.
Or if you
All right,
need to
Jeff,
find...
I just got to meet you there in 2027. So there we go.
Yeah, if you need to find Amzy, he's usually at some place that eventually you end back up at a House of Commons.
I would love
No,
to be
I
able
love
to.
I love that place, and then I'm not kidding. They have the most comfortable bar stools I've ever sat in.
Or couches, if you're couches, bar
problem,
stool.
you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that downtown?
Sounds like
Where is the
that's
House of Commons? Is it right
Yeah, it's
downtown?
downtown
Yeah, it's
Frankfort.
downtown.
Close to the river?
It is. Yep, about a block
Okay.
away.
3 blocks.
Boy, do I wish I could get in Renee and Amzy's head right now, because I'm starting an event here next year, and it's really hard to find people with the same passion, and that's what it requires. Yeah, so
That's not the hard thing in Frankfort, Kentucky, because pretty much everybody there, it's bourbon. I mean, that's a place that bourbon just is just it oozes from the city. I mean, it's amazing.
You know what, Tony? We actually started Bourbon on the Banks 3 or 4 years before it was actually Bourbon on the Banks. And in 2016, 10 years ago, there was not any bourbon action going on in Frankfort, Kentucky outside of Buffalo Trace. And our tourism director at the time didn't want to promote bourbon well, she's not with us anymore, so I'm not going to say anything bad about her, but, it was beyond me. I didn't even drink bourbon then. And I was like, this is ridiculous. This is the driver. This is what we need to be doing. We need to promote this. So we started doing some things around town, some that are visible. And then Bourbon on Banks came along, which was not necessarily part of the initiatives that were going on with this group that I was working with, but we just kind of married together, and the community just started coming together. And I mean, it's night and day. It's almost like the Indiana football team going from last to the heap to championship.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I mean,
That's a good
been a
analogy.
big
Yeah.
turnaround. So, but and the community's embraced it, but it wasn't there 10 years ago. It really wasn't.
It makes
Okay.
a whole difference.
I picked
Renee.
up a bottle. I picked up a bottle of pure antique at your auction last year, and it is way down. I can't wait till this year's auction. See if I can't get another one. It's my friends just love it. It's great whiskey. It's a good thing. I share with. I got it to support a good cause.
Yeah.
And we love it.
You know who donated that
It's
bottle?
wonderful.
Who did?
Marcy.
House
Please.
of Commons donated that bottle.
Ah,
All right.
David.
He donated 2 bottles. That's one of them. I was trying to think which ones they were, but I remember that one.
Okay.
It's a great. It's one of the better bottles I've ever had in my life.
Good. Did you stay for after the auction when the guy opened up all the bottles?
Yes.
Who was
Honestly, I don't remember. I think I went and met and found Tiny at House of Commons.
No, the one guy, I remember you telling me that he opened them up and that you had to, he does it right afterwards. So I think you were there, and then you went out and found me, and then he ends up
May have been.
at the House of Commons.
Okay.
I forget what's his name?
Christian.
Christian, yep, it is
Christian.
Christian, yeah. He's from Ohio
yeah.
too, right? If I'm
Yeah,
not
Yeah,
mistaken.
he's
everybody
from
thinks he's
Ohio.
from Texas because he wears that big cowboy hat.
Yeah, he looks like he's from Texas, but he's from Ohio.
Yeah.
So he's
I remember we were bidding a barrel. We were bidding on a barrel, and somebody pulled me aside and said, "He's going to win it. You might as well quit bidding again. He'll bid until it's done."
well. I'll tell you what. I'm the auctioneer. Okay, I'm watching all you guys,
Oh,
and he literally allowed people to buy bottles because he didn't want to be the asshole that bought every damn thing. I watched.
Right.
He could have.
I watched it. And then he shared it. So he's going to be bidder number 1. He got pissed off because he didn't get bidder number 1. I've already got his bidder paddle reserved for him. And then bidder number 2 is going to be the guy from Minnesota who buys some of the barrels. And he tells me every year, you tell everybody from the podium that I'm going to open whatever bottles I buy, I'm opening them tonight. Anybody that wants to drink. So
That's cool. That's
Wow.
cool. Like
That's
today,
awesome.
today they at the Kentucky State Fair. Every year, Farm Bureau, they auction off a country ham.
oh yeah.
And all the money goes to charities and so forth. And the last couple of years, they've kind of worked together, but the country ham sold for $10 million today.
I
So that's
saw
like
that.
buying a country ham and slicing up for everybody in the room to share.
Yeah, I've heard about that. I've seen it for that ridiculous price. But we're not going to get that much at our auction.
Renee,
So Christian, he won the barrel thing at Whiskey Thief, where you got to come up with your own mash bill, then they distill it, they
Yeah.
age it for you, and all that. And yeah,
He
so it's
did
kind of a
that.
neat, unique experience.
It really was,
He'll
and it
look
was
around.
fun.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's a good time.
I'm interjecting here one more time, Greg, and I'll leave you alone. So this right here last weekend was the one that pairs with your Liberty Reserve so well. That was
Yeah.
over 7 of us. Yeah, it's a Drew Estate latte. That's a Connecticut wrapper, but they freaking moused up. They did so well together. It's amazing.
Wow.
That is the sweetest cigar I've ever tasted. That's an incredible.
That's
cigar.
nice, man. Yeah, I love a good cigar, Randy. Or,
I'll look for that.
Kirk, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So
try it out.
So Christian is the reason why in my life I got to taste 18-year marriage and E.H. Taylor 18-year-old marriage, and I think the other one was Amaranth of the Gods. And
Amaranth of the Gods.
And I never thought I would do that. And because of him, what's that?
You might like
That's
this better.
the cured oak.
Walker, I have no
these
idea
both of
where
them-
you got that from.
He had one
I
of these.
couldn't
He
imagine.
bought one of these too.
4 grain. I've had that, but those are good. Now, I've heard some things
I
about the
like
newest
it.
release wasn't the greatest as compared to the older ones, but
That cured
That's
oak's
true.
better.
That's for the
Yeah.
the cured
Buy
oak,
4 grain for more than 10% off over MSRP, you're going to be really disappointed.
I would say that the cured oak, though, I've been hearing nothing but good stuff.
It's good. It's good.
Good.
Well, we're going to have one in the auction.
That's awesome.
And it's a good oak too. It's not an over oaked like you just shoot on a piece of oak kind of thing with little. This one is it's
No,
good.
put that stave out in the sun and just let it sit, man.
All right, Amzie,
Yeah.
I'm gonna put you on the spot. You were at all the barrel picks, right? For this year, you go to the barrel picks. What one? If you only can get one, what one was the one that you I'm not saying that you whatever, but you personally stood out to you?
And just tell us if you need to take it off the live for that comment.
Well, like what stands out is probably the one I was most excited about, but it's not a bourbon, and that was that Copper and Kings brandy pick that we did.
Perfect.
All right.
I mean,
I
I love brandy, and that was a good brandy, and it, like I said, it really. I mean, I like Copper and Kings in general. I think their brandy's great, but a lot of their stuff they're putting in a new charred oak barrel. That one was in that used barrel, which happens to be a Weller barrel, which that's going to get people excited because it's a Weller barrel. But I mean, it was just like lemon curd and flowers or something. I mean, it was really good, really different.
Yeah.
So I mean, I'm really excited about that one. I mean, the bourbons are they're also different. We've got a couple we haven't done yet. Like Short Barrel, they just send samples. I've got them. We'll probably do that pick this week. The Jackson Purchase, I've got the samples here for that one. So I haven't tried those. I mean, the dark art stuff, of course, it's great. Trying to think it all. Been a lot this year. They kind of all blend together, and almost have to look at the list to see what else is there.
No, you're go ahead.
Well, and actually, the Leaper's Fork, man, I love Leaper's Fork. They're still, if you've been there, they're still is just like the still, pretty much a Whiskey Thief, except the hybrid column on top is kind of offset to the side. And, that kind of single pass distillation, you get so much flavor through on that. I'm a big fan of theirs too.
Okay.
Great. Yeah.
Yeah, that's exciting this year. I just think the purchasing aspect of this is going to be the year for Bourbon on the Banks, where you're going to start to get those collectors, the collectors overall for the festival. I mean, you look what happened to Kentucky Bourbon Festival. They sold out. They could have sold out in pre-sale. He had to keep tickets for the regular sale and then sold out within 3 hours of the regular sale. And they used to sell out late August, May, and then late August and then it was July. And you guys are the same way as you keep getting more and more. But what the collectors don't, where the collecting part of the bottles, that's this. I think this year is going to be the year where everybody's gonna, where now it's going to be like, really, people were able to get this, they were able to get that, and I just think that the festivals are getting their feet underneath them of what they need to do. And I think Macaulay last year really had figured out both festivals, and especially yours. Like I said, that was the one tent you couldn't get to with the whole time. It was just like you're looking at the whole time, right? And most all the other tents you could, there was times where you could just walk up, and but I think this year, once people, the releases get released and the barrel picks are plentiful like they are this year, I think that you guys are on track to that's one place you don't want to ever change the venue if you wouldn't have to, because if it got big, where all of a sudden it was getting too big. But it's so beautiful on the river, right?
Well, there are some plans the city's been throwing around to redevelop the riverfront, which looks like it would be very nice, but I worry that if and when they ever do that for a year, we may have to go somewhere else.
Well,
one thing that I really liked last year was your Dixieland band that you had basically at the top of the hill, about halfway through the line for everybody. Are you going to have that again this year? Or are you going to have a different group?
I think she's going to have, our executive director is going to have some kind of music to kind of break it up while people are waiting to get in and they got something going on. I don't know if it'll be the same one or not, though. But we recognize that people were standing in the hot sun for a long time when you're first waiting to get in a big long line to get in, and just kind of loosen things up a little bit.
Yeah, I really enjoyed that one for a couple of reasons. Kind of reminded me of the New Orleans Bourbon Festival and that kind of thing. And plus, I played music in high school and college, so I particularly liked that. But I could see a bunch of different groups being there and just breaking it up and making it enjoyable for everybody. But thank y'all for doing that.
Yeah.
Well, guys, I'm about to sign off. So, hey, I hate to interrupt, but it's past my bedtime. I got a urologist appointment in the morning. Make sure I'm kidney stone free. So, so you guys
I pray for you, Greg. Thank you.
Yeah. Enjoy it, guys.
Hey, Greg, piss on it. Greg, piss on it.
Piss on it.
I appreciate that.
Love you, brother.
All right,
Take care. Bye-bye.
Take care.
Talk to you soon.
I think I'm going to get off of here too,
All right,
guys.
thanks.
See you, Renee.
Thanks for having us
Thank you,
on the
sir.
show.
It was nice meeting you,
Nice
Renee.
to see you. Great show.
And
Nice.
Randy, come up and say something to me at the auction. And
Yes,
hope to
sir.
see some of you other guys. And Tiny, let's get a drink this year.
For sure.
All righty.
All right.
See you
Thank
guys.
Yes,
See you,
sir.
Renee.
See you, Renee.
All right, Renee.
Good night.
Take care, man.
Bye.
No, Randy and everybody else, I think a big thing too is, after you attend, you will get some surveys from us.
Yes, sir.
We send those to attendees, to distilleries, to volunteers. And hey, what did we do well? Where can we improve? And we do try to actually make changes every year based on what people say. So things like that band, say, hey, I really enjoyed that, say a specific band, and maybe we'll try and make them
Is
be at the
your
same place again.
city council
Pretty
easy
good on that.
to deal with and law enforcement around your event, or do you have to hire out more?
I mean, we've gotten to the point where the city can't help but realize that we have an impact on the city. We did an economic impact study, and it was a little over $1 million, I think, is what it generates.
Okay.
So no, they're happy. So that they provide extra Park Service employees, extra police. So police, the festival we set up the day before, so the police patrolled at night. No, we have the city, we have their support now.
Okay,
So.
one other question
Yeah,
to you
$1 million,
here,
absolutely.
Hamzy, is do you work with a nonprofit that's helped to push more into your event, or what is that if you have one? Or is it not just private?
The whole festival is.
The whole festival's nonprofit?
Yeah. We're
And that's
nonprofit.
who?
So we
Okay.
have one paid employee, Diane. She's our executive director. She's a 1099 employee.
So you're a 501c or something like that, maybe?
501c3, yeah. And I mean,
Okay.
we have like one other person that we might pay like $5,000 or something. But
Okay.
other than that, everybody else, we're all volunteers. And now another thing we do there is the volunteers that help. So if it's set up, tear down, clean up, whatever during the festival, they keep track of their hours. And we donate $20 an hour to the charity of their choice. So that's a good way to also get other groups. Hey, the Kiwanis Club, the Rotary, the Lions, whoever. Hey, you all can show up and get paid $20 an hour for your charity. And so
For pulling garbage bags and whatever else. Yeah, totally. I get it. Yeah.
So then the
directing
charities,
people where to go and
so then
everything else.
the
Yeah.
charity can tell their people, go work this so we can get this. Yeah,
Yeah.
I used to do that. I used to work charities like for what those the nonprofit, like a couple of those. I would do bingo.
I'm going to be leading
bingo
on them a
nights.
lot.
I would do
Yeah.
bingo, and they would pay you, but you didn't get paid. The place that you did it for was definitely.
Kirk, I sent you a Facebook friend request. So
Thank you. Once you
let me know
get
if you
through
have-
this, maybe January, February, once you slow down or something, if I can pick your brain a little bit, I'm very serious about doing this. I've already reserved the event. The next couple of years, it'll just be Montana only. We've got 37. We might be live here, but there isn't very many guys that are doing good bourbons and whiskeys out here. I hate to say that, about my own community, but to get the traction in the nonprofit, I've got in there as cops, fallen officers and their partners, those kind of things. It's maybe something like you're doing too. I'm not nonprofit, I'm for profit. I did an LLC on my end of it, and maybe that's the wrong thing. But what is it for me? It's about community or something. My boys are watching. My family's watching. My community's watching. And they know that I am passionate about this or whatever. But I cannot put my money where my mouth was. And now it's a challenge. And probably like you're opening yourself up for a lot of garbage, especially in the beginning when you took over where it looked like it was going to be a failure at one point kind of thing. And then, you always get pushback, and it's people that think they know that they don't know. Do you realize what insurance is for this or whatever? And then you look, it's like, that's like the least of your worries, that kind of stuff. So, if I like it, if you hit me up on the Facebook, then maybe January, February, I can hit you up with a couple of questions, but I will definitely be on Tiny's bus tour. It might be in that I might end up doing the Glen Karen Crystal thing before Randy. I don't know if he ever makes it over there, but here's the reason I like the
Now, are you going to be on the bus tour this year?
No,
No.
he's not on this year. He's next. So most John and Kirk are planning on next year, 2027.
Okay.
Yeah, I've known these guys for maybe 3-4 months. If you would have told me 5 years ago that I could make friends over a freaking screen, I would have told you you're freaking crazy. I'm a Montanan through and through.
I met Tiny out in the woods with some friends distilling moonshine.
Yeah, that was
You just got way cooler too. Yeah.
Oh God, it was that was there was some.
I love it.
Speaking of, have you seen Alan lately?
No, I talked to him a little while back.
Okay. He
seems like he's doing all right.
Yeah, he's doing okay, but he's exercising his ass off.
Yeah, I know.
Literally, his ass is off. Yes.
Yeah.
So that
Face is off. He looks thinner in the face.
Oh yes, definitely. But he's working on a couple projects, so hopefully at one point he comes back into the whole thing. He's
got that little. There's that Donham Day Brewery, which when the original owner started that and got us still, Alan helped them, and then with the new owner, he can kind of play around on that still, do some small scale stuff that he likes to do and still sell it there through their
Yep.
license. So, and kind of take a little break. I think he needs it. So
I may just invite he and his wife and his family out to dinner if I can make it up there at some point. Just be like, hey, brother, I just want to give you a handshake and a hug and go eat with you.
yeah.
I was gonna tell Snyder, sorry here, but I was gonna tell Snyder before he left, I've seen his 4 branches now on military bases quite a bit and across seas.
Well-
9 people in Wyoming just signed up for it, and I got 17 in the state of Montana that said they're picking it up too, so that are approved for it, so.
Kirk, if I
Hopefully
don't
he
see
makes
it,
it out here and I can get a signed bottle or 2 from him.
Yeah. So
if I don't see it and you see the Liberty, I'll pay for you to get another bottle. If you can get 2 bottles, I'll pay for both of them.
You want a
know
Liberty?
okay, the Liberty Reserve. You know what sucks, Walker, is my first bottle was like a $12.35. I bought 5 cents. They just keep going backwards in numbers. So, because there's 1,776 of it, but I've got another one here, Walker. I got you.
Okay. I got to make it up to Phoenix to look for some stuff for Randy and I haven't made it up there yet. I'm going to try and meet their one of their 4 founders up there, but I haven't gotten back in touch with them. We were going to have back and we never got quite in touch.
Yeah, I'm headed over.
They're
to
actually
Minnesota.
coming to. They're actually coming to Tennessee too, but I think I'm gonna be in Kentucky then. The 4 founders
Yeah.
are coming out here to Tennessee.
4 founders
that's
or
cool.
branches?
Oh,
The founders of 4 branches.
4 branches.
Okay, good.
Four
Yeah,
founders
They
of
have
4
4
branches.
branches.
Well,
It's because they had 4 founders.
Randy, we're getting together right before Thanksgiving, right? Because I'll be over.
Yes, sir.
And I think there's something
Yes,
lined
sir.
up pretty epic as far as picking.
Yep.
So stay in
I am
touch.
looking forward to that.
And then Scotchy Bourbon Boys, and then the Bourbon on the Banks. If I'm hearing right, you guys, are you doing some barrel picks or some kind of stuff like that or something there?
me?
Yeah, at the festival, we
Oh,
have like
yeah.
the festival barrel picks that
Okay.
the distilleries sell them, but then they get a special spot on the map and signage, and we promote it and everything. So,
Okay.
yeah.
I was wondering if you had out there something that's logoed up and ready to go kind of thing.
Mm-mm. No, but
I'm
they'll be at the
romantic that
festival
way.
selling them.
Okay.
So,
Yep.
Well, great job. Great job. I'm definitely looking forward to next year. Like I said, it goes quick. Too quick.
Yes,
well, and
sir.
I think the thing is, honestly, come in earlier in the week
Yep.
and visit distilleries in the area.
Yeah.
You know, you can stay in Frankfort and you are at most 20 minutes from Four Roses, Wild Turkey, Larrikin, Woodford Reserve, Castle and Key, Buffalo Trace, Bluegrass.
Glens Creek.
Manifest.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Bourbon Street,
Yeah. Well, and then just a little
Blues.
35 minutes down to Lexington and hit Dark Arts and a whole bunch.
I better
down
get a
there.
seat on Tiny's bus, but that doesn't stop
Dave,
me from
we'll
going
get
3 or
Dave
4
Bubba.
days ahead of that. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, Bourbon on the Banks is the first weekend of October, and the bus tour is during Kentucky Bourbon Festival, which is the
Months
week
before.
of months before.
Well, I guess I'll see you twice next year there.
Oh,
Tiny
there you
and
go.
Walker and these
Oh,
guys,
yeah, absolutely.
Well, if you're coming in, so there, like I was saying before, and Amsey will
I'm coming.
there are, like if we get a big enough group to come in, there are some awesome Airbnbs for bourbon people that if you have 12, 14 people and you divide that up equally, it's all reasonable. And they got swimming pool. It's like going to a mansion. I mean, some of this stuff.
I could literally bring a half dozen when I go that would do stuff like that. So,
Yeah.
Hey, Tiny, have you ever been to the Airbnb above House of Commons?
No, there's one above.
Man, well, there are 2. There's one on each floor above it.
Oh
But
God.
they look like something out of a magazine.
Oh
And
fuck. Oh
and
no.
they like they'll sleep. Now a lot of them are like bedrooms.
I don't.
I mean, I think they each have like 6 or 7 bedrooms, something like that.
Oh,
But
so
you can walk upstairs.
Yeah,
oh
and
my
then walk to
God.
everything else
Now
downtown.
knowing that, that changes the whole game because yeah, because I swear to God,
Which room is mine?
David has made that place like I feel like when I walk in there now, I'm home. I mean, that's my home away from home. He's so welcoming. And you look at it every day out your window. But it's him. You know, he brings it's a space, but he does that. And to know there's a Airbnb above there, I should book that for next year's Bourbon on the Banks.
I'm sure it's hard to get.
Oh, and he doesn't have
booked for next year.
It could be.
It could be.
Yeah.
I'll look into it.
It's hard to beat out corporate on all that
Yeah.
shit, but I'm corporate, so let me know what I can do.
No, I think a lot of it is like groups. I wanted to say like maybe like what's his name's running it before, Jason Calori.
Okay.
Do you know him?
Yeah.
From, what's his
Mash and Drum.
Mash and Drum. Yeah. Like I think he's and I've never gone up there with him. I don't know him that well, but like Todd Ritter's gone up there and like, you know, a bunch of his people show up, fans of his show, and everybody brings bottles, has big bottle shares and stuff like that. Because it's
He does
the
a
one
good
up there
job.
has like it has terrific like open spaces that look out over Main Street and down St. Clair. I think it's the one on the top floor actually has kind of an open fireplace.
So the
It
damn
has, like,
the whole all the guy that owns it, everything above is just an Airbnb. I'll have to ask Dave about that.
Yeah, and so Dave it doesn't really have anything to do with it. It's like I guess the owner of the building.
Well, no,
or
I
something
know.
like that.
He
But he can get you in touch with him.
Yeah, he would probably know how I could get in touch with that. Yeah.
Mhm.
All right.
Probably get a hold of Kurt and Trenton so we can get a little bit above Jason.
Yeah. But I don't know if he had it last year. It might have been a couple of years ago like he did it. But it tends to just be like private groups like that.
Well, then I like to when I come down, I could just when I could get it is when I would pick the time to come down.
Yeah. Well, and there were a couple others just right down on Main Street. There's some others like second floor really nice Airbnbs up there. There are a couple guys that joined the Frankfort Bourbon Society, and actually we met them through House of Commons. Dusty and Lou, they're from Kansas, I think, and they come to Frankfort quite a bit. And a lot of times when they're in town, they'll reach out. We'll go hang out and do a bottle share with them.
So cool.
And I want to say it was like an old law office, and so it has like the bookshelves and stuff. Now it's, you know, bourbon bottles and things like that on them.
So you're saying that like when this started, when you guys first started Bourbon on the Banks, this isn't the vibe that Frankfort had that it has now.
No, Frankfort didn't really embrace bourbon tourism.
That's nuts.
And, you know, I mean, it was stupid because you got Buffalo Trace trying to get 1 million people a year. And all those hundreds of thousands of people, they came to Frankfort, went to Buffalo Trace, and they left. And they went to Louisville, Bardstown, or Lexington. And, you know, so I was actually worried when House of Commons first opened because I was afraid it was
I remember
too
that first
soon.
year.
And we hadn't reached a critical mass. But, you know, now you've got Hauser Tavern. You know, you've still got Bourbon on Main. You've got, it used to be Goodwood.
Beautiful.
It's now, Goodwood's not Goodwood anymore. It is Doc Crow's, like in downtown Louisville, Doc Crow's.
Okay. They bought them?
Yeah. And well, Goodwood, actually, the brewery and everything out of Louisville, like it went bankrupt.
I heard that.
But Doc Crow's bought most of their locations.
Okay.
But then you've got the Cooperage.
Did they remodel it?
You got.
Did they redo the whole
thing? Not really.
Okay.
But I think the food's better. But so now you just have several bourbon bars.
Mm-hmm.
You've got that new Delegate Hotel, which is kind of this boutique upscale hotel that has Cypress and Oak Steakhouse, which is great and higher end. you've got a place called the Ashbrook, which is a much smaller boutique hotel with a restaurant. And that is actually located at the old E.H. Taylor house. So that was actually E.H. Taylor's house.
Where did we
so-
meet you last year before we went to House of Commons? What was that place?
That was Hauser Tavern.
Okay.
Yeah. And they've got that speakeasy in the back.
Right.
Which I think I was going to meet you in there, but we were then leaving to go to.
Yeah, we were like walking in, and you were coming out of the speakeasy. Yeah.
Yeah. And then see, that's actually a hotel too. Above it has maybe 30 rooms or something like that. But I think now it's just that, like I said, Frankfort serves as a good base of operations for people. There's enough to do in the evenings.
I mean, Buffalo
I
Trace.
like Frankfort. I like Frankfort. I'd go over there once in a while to go to Fort Knox or whatever. We'd stay in Frankfort, and their music and their blues scenes and their bands there and that place is off the hook cool, man. It's really good. Yeah.
Well, I think from a bourbon standpoint, Buffalo Trace just is the anchor, and as things got bigger and bigger, then as you guys did your festival and everything and brought in, it just there used to be not a lot of places, like you said, to go eat or whatever with bourbon. I mean, I remember stopping at Bourbon on, that's what it's called, Bourbon on Main, right? That place with where you eat upstairs. And that was like when we were there early on, that was like the one place that you could go. So that's where we went many times. And then in the last couple of years, it expanded out. So.
Yeah. You know, I think if you really think about it, I mean, what are the big bourbon distilleries to visit? And a lot of them are within 20 minutes of Frankfort, you know?
Oh,
Buffalo Trace, Wild Turkey, Four Roses, Woodford Reserve.
And if you're,
I mean,
sounds like Disney World to me.
but then you throw in Whiskey Thief. You throw in Jay Mattingly across the street from Buffalo for an experience. I mean,
Castle and Key, Glens Creek, Bluegrass Distillers now is 15 minutes away.
Yeah, I mean, all that is definitely part of. I mean,
guys, it's like craft beer. It's like Budweiser, all that. Not that Kentucky knows how to make bourbons. I get it. But it's like microbrewer beer, craft beer. How many places of Budweiser and Michelob buy out because they're cutting into their market or whatever? There is so much good shit out there now. These rainbow stuff for Wellers, I don't even freaking buy them anymore because there's shit. Sometimes I can buy a $50 bottle and go, holy fuck, you know. So it's
well, you also have evolved because initially you hunt those Wellers and they're very, very good, but once you have them, and then maybe you get another one, you're not drinking the whole bottle in most cases, and you don't need 7 backups. You just need those couple. So then you go to the next great bourbons,
Yeah, it's crazy. Like you talked about blinding, and I blind with some of my guys. We do a bottle share at Montana State for footballs, for tailgatings and stuff like that. But we'll blind some of these things, and there's some people in there that have bottles that it's no big deal to open up any of them, and it's crazy to me that almost 50% of the time $100 bottle that nobody really knows will beat out all this legacy shit, and it's just mind blowing to me, kind of thing. And then I think that's part of the problem too, because there's 50 of us standing together, and there's probably 50 college boys standing there, and 15 college girls, they hear us old guys talking, they're probably like, wait, what the hell? There's one or two, then there's like, let's go after the craft stuff, let's go after the smaller stuff. But that's just me. And then I can take a bottle, and if it's not that great or whatever, I'll put it in a barrel and Infinity one, and I'll freaking finish it off until it's great and everybody comes into the bar and loves it, so
I usually just mix that one with Diet Ginger Ale. Is what I do with the ones I don't care for that much.
That's Amsey right there.
There's a distillery there in Bardstown. I'm sorry, excuse me. in Frankfort that I just absolutely love. I'm having a hard time. Walker, help me out. You and I got a couple of bottles there. It's right across the street from Buffalo Trace.
Jay Mattingly.
Oh, Jay Mattingly.
Jay Mattingly.
Yeah.
They just really do some nice stuff for craft distillery.
Oh, and actually, since some of y'all been here, we have another one you might not be familiar with. Well, they were at the festival last year. I feel bad I can't think of their name right now.
Yeah, I have brain parts like that too.
It's not Glenn's Creek. It's
well, they're good.
In the bottle. They opened a place right across the street from Hauser Tavern. What's that creek called? It's the creek is literally across the river from the festival. I don't know. The original distillery that they're reopening was the old 21 Brands distillery. That's where Ezra Brooks was made. Old Kennebec, and some other things. So they have opened a place downtown, right there on St. Clair, the little brick street that's kind of closed off during the Friday night stuff. Now they're sourcing ampersand
shit
and
right
makes
here.
some good stuff.
Oh my God. Ansey, this stuff is so good. This buff jerky
Yeah.
right here is so good.
Oh, that's really, I had some of that last weekend. That's really good
This
stuff.
is a 15-year. It's so delicious.
Yeah.
John was kind to me and shared some of that with me.
Mhm.
Our friend Randy was kind to me and let me keep this bottle. We split it 50-50 from Jay Mattingly. This was a great bottle. Still is, actually. I've got it. Amzie, you might like this. We got empties from them, and I put a little piece of duct tape to label it. And then I put my little wristband from Jay Mattingly
So,
on the top of the bottle.
So is Jay Mattingly going to be at the festival?
I would imagine they normally are there. Now, he sold out.
So is Caleb still there?
Again,
Is Caleb still there?
Well, so Jeff sold out to some people.
Right.
And now I believe has bought it back from those people.
Oh.
So.
Well, I know. So the blender, he was Irish, right? I'm not remembering his name. But anyway,
That wasn't Connor, was it?
Yeah, Connor what?
No, not from
Oh, it's not Connor from Heaven Hill.
No. Where I'm talking about Jay Mattingly, and then he went over to Larrikin. He was at Larrikin, but he was only there for a short period of time.
Yeah,
I've noticed that Greg is he's a great guy, but he's straight and to the point when it comes to his employees. He'll hire people, but if they're not working, they're gone pretty quick.
Yeah.
Is it Benson Valley? Bourbon?
Yeah, it's Benson Valley.
I'll pick you out back.
Yeah, it's Benson Creek is what they look at with Benson Valley.
I didn't know.
Yeah.
Vincent Creek. Who came up with that?
It's
that's the name of the creek. Benson Valley Bourbon.
Bourbon,
is their
yeah,
brand.
but Benson Creek. I have to use
Okay.
an eye on that.
Yeah, but they've opened a little gift shop downtown. And like I said, they're sourcing. They won't say where, but at least one barrel had Wilderness Trail DSP on it.
Okay.
Over at the distillery. So, but I think
There's
they're
more than
sourcing
one.
from other places.
I mean,
as well.
there's a place in Ohio called Black Diamond, and I wish they would be. I told them about they should be at your place, but they're sourcing Middle West and they're sourcing MGP and combining the two, and they're making their shit is damn good. When you, I mean, Middle West is good and MGP,
Man, yeah,
and they're using
Middle West. I see you got that Middle West bottle.
Yeah, they sponsor they're our sponsor, man, and Ryan is just killing it. When you got you should come up and we should do a tour of this place. Let
me know anytime and I'll go there. So I mean, so Destiny does a continuing education in Columbus every year, and I tag along. And we do the tour at the downtown distillery every time, and I love it.
The new distillery is basically you go from this little craft distillery to go to it's Jim Beam Claremont in freaking Ohio, and Ryan, He owns his own construction company that builds all of his he builds his own rick houses. He builds everything he does is internal. And he's doing some unbelievable stuff in India. I mean, what he's been I used to be able to hang out with him a little bit, but he's been so busy lately, he's always out of country, just doing deals, he's figured out the whole get around the tariff thing, how to do that. And I mean, it's just like, guy's amazing.
No,
And
I've got some of their barrel proof single barrels that I've got at the distillery there, and I love them.
well, the cast strength stuff that's on every shelf, and those three, the wheat whiskey, the pumpernickel rye, and their wheated 4-grain bourbon, is